Ezekiel, Yechezqe. Chapter 1. Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Dabar, that the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of Elohim. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Joachim's captivity, the word of Yahuah came expressly unto Yechezqe, the Kohen, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Kasdi by the river Dabar, and the hand of Yahuah was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud and a fire unfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went every one straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of a man, and the face of a lion on the right side, and they 4 had the face of an ox on the left side. They 4 also had the face of an eagle. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings of every one were joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies. And they went every one straight forward. Whither the Ruach was to go, they went, and they turned not when they went. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now, as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one Ophan upon the earth by the living creatures with his 4 faces. The appearance of the Ophan and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were an Ophan, in the middle of an Ophan. When they went upon their 4 sides, and they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them 4. And when the living creatures went, the Ophan went by them, and when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the Ophan were lifted up. Whithersoever the Ruach was to go, they went. Thither was their Ruach to go. And the Ophan were lifted up over against them, for the Ruach of the living creature was in the Ophan. When those went, these went, and when those stood, these stood, and when those were lifted up from the earth, the Ophan were lifted up over against them, for the Ruach of the living creature was in the Ophan. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of the terrible crystal, stretched forth over their heads above. And under the firmament were their wings straight, the one toward the other. Every one had 2, which covered on this side, and every one had 2, which covered on that side, their bodies. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Shaddai, the voice of speech, as the noise of a host. When they stood, they let down their wings. And there was a voice from the firmament that was over their heads when they stood, and had let down their wings. And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone. And upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above upon it. And I saw as the color of amber, as the appearance of fire round about within, from the appearance of his loins even upward, and from the appearance of his loins even downward. I saw as it were the appearance of fire, and it had brightness round about. As the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness round about. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of Yahuah. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spoke. Chapter 2. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon your feet, and I will speak unto you. And the Ruach came into me when he spoke unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spoke unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send you to the children of Yasharel, to a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send you unto them, and you shall say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there has been a prophet among them. And you, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words, though briars and thorns be with you. And you do well among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. And you shall speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. But you, son of man, hear what I say unto you. Be not you rebellious like that rebellious house. Open your mouth and eat that I give you. And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. Chapter 3. Moreover he said unto me, Son of man, eat that you find. Eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Yasharel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause your belly to eat, and fill your bowels with this roll that I give you. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get you unto the house of Yasharel, and speak with my words unto them. For you are not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Yasharel. Not to many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words you cannot understand. Surely, had I sent you to them, they would have hearkened unto you. But the house of Yasharel will not hearken unto you, for they will not hearken unto me, for all the house of Yasharel are impudent and hard-hearted. Behold, I have made your face strong against their faces, and your forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant, harder than flint, have I made your forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Moreover he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto you, receive in your heart, and hear with your ears. And go, get you to them of the captivity, unto the children of your people, and speak unto them, and tell them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. Then the Ruach took me up, and I heard behind me a voice of a great rushing, saying, Blessed be the glory of Yahuah from his place. I heard also the noise of the wings of the living creatures that touched one another, and the noise of the Ophon over against them, and a noise of a great rushing. So the Ruach lifted me up and took me away, and I went in bitterness, in the heat of my Ruach, but the hand of Yahuah was strong upon me. Then I came unto them of the captivity at Tel Abib, that dwelt by the river of Dabar, and I sat where they sat, and remained there astonished among them 7 days. And it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made you a watchman unto the house of Yasharel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, You shall surely die, and you give him not warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at your hand. Yet if you warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but you have delivered your soul. Again, when a righteous man does turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die. Because you have not given him warning, he shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he has done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at your hand. Nevertheless, if you warn the righteous man, that the righteous man sin not, and he does not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also you have delivered your soul. And the hand of Yahuah was there upon me, and he said unto me, Arise, go forth into the plain, and I will there talk with you. Then I arose and went forth into the plain, and behold, the glory of Yahuah stood there, as the glory which I saw by the river of Dabar, and I fell on my face. Then the Ruach entered into me, and set me upon my feet, and spoke with me, and said unto me, Go, shut yourself within your house. But you, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon you, and shall bind you with them, and you shall not go out among them. And I will make your tongue cleave to the roof of your mouth, that you shall be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. Chapter 4. You also, son of man, take you a tile, and lay it before you, and portray upon it the city, even Jerusalem, and lay siege against it, and build a fort against it, and cast a mount against it. Set a camp also against it, and set battering rams against it round about. Moreover, take you unto you an iron pan, and set it for a wall of iron between you and the city, and set your face against it, and it shall be besieged, and you shall lay siege against it. This shall be a sign to the house of Yasharel. Lie you also upon your left side, and lay the iniquity of the house of Yasharel upon it. According to the number of the days that you shall lie upon it, you shall bear their iniquity. For I have laid upon you the years of their iniquity, according to the number of the days, 390 days. So shall you bear the iniquity of the house of Yasharel. And when you have accomplished them, lie again on your right side, and you shall bear the iniquity of the house of Yehudah 40 days. I have appointed you each day for a year. Therefore you shall set your face toward the siege of Jerusalem, and your arms shall be uncovered, and you shall prophesy against it. And behold, I will lay bands upon you, and you shall not turn you from one side to another, till you have ended the days of your siege. Take you also unto you wheat, and barley, and beans, and lentils, and millet, and fitches, and put them in one vessel, and make you bread thereof, according to the number of the days that you shall lie upon your side. 390 days shall you eat thereof. And your meat which you shall eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day. From time to time shall you eat it. You shall drink also water by measure, the 1/6 part of a hin. From time to time shall you drink. And you shall eat it as barley cakes, and you shall bake it with dung that comes out of man in their sight. And Yahuah said, Even thus shall the children of Yasharel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Then said I, Adonai Yahuah, behold, my soul has not been polluted, for from my youth up even till now have I not eaten of that which dies of itself, or is torn in pieces, neither came there abominable flesh into my mouth. Then he said unto me, Lo, I have given you cow's dung for man's dung, and you shall prepare your bread therewith. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight, and with care, and they shall drink water by measure, and with astonishment, that they may want bread and water, and be astounded one with another, and consume away for their iniquity. Chapter 5. And you, son of man, take you a sharp knife, take you a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon your head and upon your beard. Then take you balances to weigh and divide the hair. You shall burn with fire 1/3 part in the midst of the city, when the days of the siege are fulfilled. And you shall take 1/3 part and smite about it with a knife, and 1/3 part you shall scatter in the wind, and I will draw out a sword after them. You shall also take thereof a few in number, and bind them in your skirts. Then take of them again, and cast them into the midst of the fire, and burn them in the fire, for thereof shall a fire come forth into all the house of Yasharel. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, This is Jerusalem. I have set it in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her. And she has changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her. For they have refused my judgments and my statutes, they have not walked in them. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, because you multiplied more than the nations that are round about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither have kept my judgments, neither have done according to the judgments of the nations that are round about you, Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I, even I, am against you, and will execute judgments in the midst of you in the sight of the nations. And I will do in you that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more the like, because of all your idolatry. Therefore the fathers shall eat the sons in the midst of you, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgments in you, and the whole remnant of you will I scatter into all the Ruach. Wherefore as I live, said Adonai Yahuah, surely, because you have defiled my sanctuary with all your detestable things, and with all your idolatry, therefore will I also diminish you, neither shall mine eye spare, neither will I have any pity. A third part of you shall die with the pestilence, and with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of you, and a third part shall fall by the sword round about you. And I will scatter a third part into all the Ruach, and I will draw out a sword after them. Thus shall mine anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be comforted, and they shall know that I, Yahuah, have spoken it in my zeal, when I have accomplished my fury in them. Moreover, I will make you waste and a reproach among the nations that are round about you, in the sight of all that pass by. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt, an instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about you, when I shall execute judgments in you in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, Yahuah, have spoken it. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread, so will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave you, and pestilence and blood shall pass through you, and I will bring the sword upon you. I, Yahuah, have spoken it. Chapter 6. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set your face toward the mountains of Yasharel, and prophesy against them. And say, You mountains of Yasharel, hear the word of Adonai Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah to the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, Behold, I, even I, will bring a sword upon you, and I will destroy your high places, and your altars shall be desolate, and your images shall be broken, and I will cast down your slain men before your idols, and I will lay the dead carcasses of the children of Yasharel before their idols, and I will scatter your bones round about your altars. And in all your dwelling places the cities shall be laid waste, and the high places shall be desolate, that your altars may be laid waste and made desolate, and your idols may be broken and cease, and your images may be cut down, and your works may be abolished. And the slain shall fall in the midst of you, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. Yet will I leave a remnant, that you may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, when you shall be scattered through the countries. And they that escape of you shall remember me among the nations, whither they shall be carried captives, because I am broken with their whorish heart, which has departed from me, and with their eyes, which go a-whoring after their idols. And they shall detest themselves for the evils which they have committed in all their idolatry. And they shall know that I am Yahuah, and that I have not said in vain that I would do this evil unto them. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Smite with your hand, and stamp with your foot, and say, Alas for all the evil idolatry of the house of Yasharel! For they shall fall by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence. He that is far off shall die of the pestilence, and he that is near shall fall by the sword, and he that remains is besieged shall die by the famine. Thus will I accomplish my fury upon them. Then shall you know that I am Yahuah, when their slain men shall be among their idols round about their altars, upon every high hill, in all the tops of the mountains, and under every green tree, and under every thick oak, the place where they did offer sweet savor to all their idols. So will I stretch out my hand upon them, and make the land desolate, yea, more desolate than the wilderness towards Diblah, in all their habitations, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Chapter 7. Moreover, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Also, you son of man, thus said Adonai Yahuah unto the land of Yasharel, the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon you, and I will send mine anger upon you, and will judge you according to your ways, and will recompense upon you all your idolatry. And mine eye shall not spare you, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense your ways upon you, and your idolatry shall be in the midst of you, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, an evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come, it watches for you. Behold, it is come. The morning is come unto you, O you that dwell in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon you, and accomplish mine anger upon you, and I will judge you according to your ways, and will recompense you for all your idolatry. And mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense you according to your ways and your idolatry that are in the midst of you. And you shall know that I am Yahuah that smites. Behold the day, behold, it is come. The morning is gone forth, the rod has blossomed, pride has budded. Violence is risen up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of their multitude, nor any of theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. The time is come, the day draws near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. For the seller shall not return to that which is sold, although they were yet alive. For the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none goes to the battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. But they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, all of them mourning, every one for his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahuah. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. As for the beauty of his ornament, he set it in majesty, but they made the images of their idolatry and of their detestable things therein. Therefore have I set it far from them. And I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall pollute it. My face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret place, for the robbers shall enter into it and defile it. Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Destruction comes, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the Torah shall perish from the Kohen, and counsel from the ancients. The king shall mourn, and the prince shall be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. I will do unto them after their way, and according to their deserts will I judge them, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Chapter 8. And it came to pass in the 6th year, in the 6th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I sat in mine house, and the elders of Yehudah sat before me, that the hand of Adonai Yahuah fell there upon me. And then I beheld, and lo, a likeness as the appearance of fire, from the appearance of his loins even downward fire, and from his loins even upward, as the appearance of brightness, as the color of amber. And he put forth the form of an hand, and took me by a lock of mine head, and the Ruach lifted me up between the earth and the heaven, and brought me in the visions of Elohim to Jerusalem, to the door of the inner gate that looks toward the north, where was the seat of the image of jealousy, which provokes to jealousy. And behold, the glory of the Elohim of Yasharel was there, according to the vision that I saw in the plain. Then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up your eyes now the way toward the north. So I lifted up mine eyes the way toward the north, and behold, northward at the gate of the altar, this image of jealousy in the entry. He said furthermore unto me, Son of man, see you what they do? Even the great idolatry that the house of Yasharel commits here, that I should go far off from my sanctuary. But turn you yet again, and you shall see greater idolatry. And he brought me to the door of the court, and when I looked, behold, a hole in the wall. Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I had dug in the wall, behold a door. And he said unto me, Go in, and behold the wicked idolatry that they do here. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts and all the idols of the house of Yasharel portrayed upon the wall round about. And there stood before them 70 men of the ancients of the house of Yasharel. And in the midst of them stood Yechezqe, the son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up. Then said he unto me, Son of man, have you seen what the ancients of the house of Yasharel do in the dark, every man in the chambers of his imagery? For they say, Yahuah sees us not. Yahuah has forsaken the earth. He said also unto me, Turn you yet again, and you shall see greater idolatry that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of Yahuah's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. Then said he unto me, Have you seen this, O son of man? Turn you yet again, and you shall see greater idolatry than these. And he brought me into the inner court of Yahuah's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of Yahuah, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their backs toward the temple of Yahuah, and their faces toward the east, and they worshipped the sun toward the east. Then he said unto me, Have ye seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing to the house of Yehudah that they commit the idolatry which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence, and have returned to provoke me to anger. And lo, they put the branch to their nose. Therefore will I also deal in fury. Mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. And though they cry in mine ears with a loud voice, yet will I not hear them. Chapter 9. He cried also in mine ears with a loud voice, saying, Cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. And behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lies toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand. And one man among them was clothed with linen, with a writer's inkhorn by his side. And they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. And the glory of the Elohim of Yasharel was gone up from the cherub, whereupon he was, to the threshold of the house. And he called to the men clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn in his side. And Yahuah said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a taw upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the idolatry that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go you after him through the city, and smite, let not your eye spare, neither have you pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the taw, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. And he said unto them, Defile the house, and fill the courts with the slain. Go you forth. And they went forth, and slew in the city. And it came to pass, while they were slaying them, and I was left, that I fell upon my face, and cried, and said, Ah, Adonai Yahuah, will you destroy all the remnant of Yasharel in your pouring out of your fury upon Jerusalem? Then said he unto me, The iniquity of the house of Yasharel and Yehudah is exceeding great, and the land is full of blood, and the city full of perverseness. For they say, Yahuah has forsaken the earth, and Yahuah sees not. And as for me also, mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense their way upon their head. And behold, the man clothed with linen, which had the inkhorn by his side, reported the matter, saying, I have done as you have commanded me. Chapter 10. Then I looked, and behold, in the firmament that was above the head of the cherub, there appeared over them as it were a sapphire stone, as the appearance of the likeness of a throne. And he spoke unto the man clothed with linen, and said, Go in between the Galgal, even under the cherub, and fill your hand with coals of fire from between the cherub, and scatter them over the city. And he went in my sight. Now the cherub stood on the right side of the house, when the man went in, and the cloud filled the inner court. Then the glory of Yahuah went up from the cherub, and stood over the threshold of the house. And the house was filled with the cloud, and the court was full of the brightness of Yahuah's glory. And the sound of the cherub's wings was heard even to the outer court, as the voice of the Shaddai El when he speaks. And it came to pass that when he had commanded the man clothed with linen, saying, Take fire from between the Galgal, from between the cherub, then he went in and stood behind a Ophan. And one cherub stretched forth his hand from between the cherub unto the fire that was between the cherub, and took thereof, and put it into the hands of him that was clothed with linen, who took it and went out. And there appeared in the cherub the form of a man's hand under their wings. And when I looked, behold, the 4 Ophan by the cherub, one Ophan by one cherub, and another Ophan by another cherub. And the appearance of the Ophan was as the color of a Tarshish stone. And as for their appearances, they 4 had one likeness, as if an Ophan had been in the midst of an Ophan. When they went upon their 4 sides. They turned not as they went, but to the place whither the head looked, they followed it. They turned not as they went. And their whole body, and their backs, and their hands, and their wings, and the Ophan were full of eyes round about, even the Ophan that they 4 had. As for the Ophan, it was cried unto them in my hearing, O Galgal. And every one had 4 faces. The first face was the face of a cherub, and the second face was the face of a man, and the third the face of a lion, and the fourth the face of an eagle. And the cherub were lifted up. This is the living creature that I saw by the river of Dabar. And when the cherub went, the Ophan went by them. And when the cherub lifted up their wings to mount up from the earth, the same Ophan also turned not from beside them. When they stood, these stood, and when they were lifted up, these lifted up themselves also. For the ruach of the living creature was in them. Then the glory of Yahuah departed from off the threshold of the house, and stood over the cherub. And the cherub lifted up their wings, and mounted up from the earth in my sight. When they went out, the Ophan also were beside them, and every one stood at the door of the east side of Yahuah's house, and the glory of the Elohim of Yasharel was over them above. This is the living creature that I saw under the Elohim of Yasharel by the river of Dabar, and I knew that they were the cherub. Every one had 4 faces apiece, and every one 4 wings, and the likeness of the hands of a man was under their wings, and the likeness of their faces was the same faces which I saw by the river of Dabar. Their appearances and themselves, they went every one straight forward. Chapter 11. Moreover, the Ruach lifted me up, and brought me unto the east gate of Yahuah's house, which looks eastward, and behold, at the door of the gate 25 men, among whom I saw Yaazanyahu, the son of Azur, and Pelatyahu, the son of Benayahu, princes of the people. Then said he unto me, Son of man, these are the men that devise mischief, and give wicked counsel in this city, which say, It is not near, let us build houses. This city is the cauldron, and we be the flesh. Therefore prophesy against them, prophesy, O son of man. And the Ruach of Yahuah fell upon me, and said unto me, Speak, thus said Yahuah, thus have you said, O house of Yasharel, for I know the things that come into your Ruach, every one of them. You have multiplied your slain in this city, and you have filled the streets thereof with the slain. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, your slain whom you have laid in the midst of it, they are the flesh. And this city is the cauldron, but I will bring you forth out of the midst of it. You have feared the sword, and I will bring a sword upon you, said Adonai Yahuah. And I will bring you out of the midst thereof, and deliver you into the hands of strangers, and will execute judgments among you. You shall fall by the sword. I will judge you in the border of Yasharel, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. This city shall not be your cauldron, neither shall you be the flesh in the midst thereof. But I will judge you in the border of Yasharel. And you shall know that I am Yahuah, for you have not walked in my statutes, neither executed my judgments, but have done after the manners of the heathen that are around about you. And it came to pass, when I prophesied, that Yahu, the son of Yahu, died. Then I fell down upon my face, and cried with a loud voice, and said, Ah, Adonai Yahuah, will you make a full end of the remnant of Yasharel? Again the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, your brethren, even your brethren, the men of your kindred, and all the house of Yasharel, holy, are they unto whom the inhabitants of Jerusalem have said, Get you far from Yahuah. Unto us is this land given in possession. Therefore say, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. Therefore say, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, I will even gather you from the people, and assemble you out of the countries where you have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Yasharel. And they shall come thither, and they shall take away all the detestable things thereof, and all the idolatry thereof from thence. And I will give them one heart, and I will put a new ruach within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them a heart of flesh, that they may walk in my statutes, and keep mine ordinances, and do them. And they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim. But as for them whose heart walks after the heart of their detestable things and their idolatry, I will recompense their way upon their own heads, said Adonai Yahuah. Then did the cherub lift up their wings, and the Ophan beside them, and the glory of the Elohim of Yasharel was over them above. And the glory of Yahuah went up from the midst of the city, and stood upon the mountain which is on the east side of the city. Afterwards the Ruach took me up, and brought me in a vision by the Ruach of Elohim into Yechezqe, to them of the captivity. So the vision that I had seen went up from me. Then I spoke unto them of the captivity all the things that Yahuah had showed me. Chapter 12. The word of Yahuah also came unto me, saying, Son of man, you dwell in the midst of a rebellious house, which have eyes to see and see not. They have ears to hear and hear not, for they are a rebellious house. Therefore, you, son of man, prepare you stuff for removing, and remove by day in their sight. And ye shall remove from your place to another place in their sight. It may be they will consider, though they be a rebellious house. Then shall you bring forth your stuff by day in their sight, as stuff for removing, and ye shall go forth at even in their sight, as they that go forth into captivity. Dig you through the wall in their sight, and carry out thereby. In their sight shall you bear it upon your shoulders, and carry it forth in the twilight. You shall cover your face, that you see not the ground, for I have set you for a sign unto the house of Yasharel. And I did so as I was commanded. I brought forth my stuff by day, as stuff for captivity. And in the even I dug through the wall with mine hand, and I brought it forth in the twilight, and I bare it upon my shoulder in their sight. And in the morning came the word of Yahuah unto me, saying, Son of man, has not the house of Yasharel, the rebellious house, said unto you, What do you do? Say you unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, This burden concerns the prince in Jerusalem, and all the house of Yasharel that are among them. Say, I am your sign, like as I have done, so shall it be done unto them. They shall remove and go into captivity. And the prince that is among them shall bear upon his shoulder in the twilight, and shall go forth. They shall dig through the wall to carry out thereby. He shall cover his face, that he see not the ground with his eyes. My net also will I spread upon him, and he shall be taken in my snare. And I will bring him to Babel, to the land of the Chaldee. Yet shall he not see it, though he shall die there. And I will scatter toward every ruach all that are about him to help him, and all his bands. And I will draw out the sword after them. And they shall know that I am Yahuah, when I shall scatter them among the nations, and disperse them in the countries. But I will leave a few men of them from the sword, from the famine, and from the pestilence, that they may declare all their idolatry among the heathen, whither they come, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Moreover, the word of Yahuah came to me, saying, Son of man, eat your bread with quaking, and drink your water with trembling and with carefulness. And say unto the people of the land, Thus said Adonai Yahuah of the inhabitants of Jerusalem and of the land of Yasharel. They shall eat their bread with carefulness, and drink their water with astonishment, that her land may be desolate from all that is therein, because of the violence of all them that dwell therein. And the cities that are inhabited shall be laid waste, and the land shall be desolate, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that you have in the land of Yasharel, saying, The days are prolonged, and every vision fails? Tell them therefore, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Yasharel. But say unto them, The days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall no more be any vain vision nor flattering divination within the house of Yasharel. For I am Yahuah, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged, for in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word, and will perform it, said Adonai Yahuah. Again, the word of Yahuah came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Yasharel say, The vision that he sees is for many days to come, and he prophesies of the times that are far off. Therefore say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, There shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 13. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Yasharel that prophesy, and say you unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts, Hear you the word of Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own ruach, and have seen nothing. O Yasharel, your prophets are like the foxes in the deserts. You have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the hedge for the house of Yasharel to stand in the battle of the day of Yahuah. They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying, Yahuah said, and Yahuah has not sent them, and they have made others to hope that they would confirm the word. Have you not seen a vain vision, and have you not spoken a lying divination? Whereas you say, Yahuah said it. As for me, I have not spoken. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, Because you have spoken vanity and seen lies, therefore, behold, I am against you, said Adonai Yahuah. And mine hand shall be upon the prophets that see vanity and that divine lies. They shall not be in the assembly of my people, neither shall they be written in the writing of the house of Yasharel. Neither shall they enter into the land of Yasharel, and you shall know that I am Adonai Yahuah. Because they have seduced my people, saying, Peace, and there was no peace. And one built up a wall, and lo, others daubed it with untempered mortar. Say unto them which daub it with the untempered mortar, that it shall fall. There shall be an overflowing shower, and you, O great hailstones, shall fall, and a stormy wind shall rend it. Lo, when the wall is fallen, shall it not be said unto you, Where is the daubing wherewith you have daubed it? Therefore thus said Adonai Yahuah, I will even rend it with a stormy wind in my fury, and there shall be an overflowing shower in mine anger, and great hailstones in my fury to consume it. So will I break down the wall that you have daubed with untempered mortar, and bring it down to the ground, so that the foundation thereof shall be discovered. And it shall fall, and you shall be consumed in the midst thereof, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. Thus will I accomplish my wrath upon the wall, and upon them that have daubed it with untempered mortar, and will say unto you, The wall is no more, neither they that daubed it, to wit, the prophets of Yasharel, which prophesy concerning Jerusalem, and which see visions of peace for her. And there is no peace, said Adonai Yahuah. Likewise, you son of man, set your face against the daughters of your people, which shall prophesy out of their own heart, and prophesy you against them. And say, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Woe to the woman that sew pillows to all armholes, and make kerchiefs upon the head of every stature to hunt souls. Will you hunt the souls of my people? Will you save the souls alive that come unto you? And will you pollute me among my people for handfuls of barley, and for pieces of bread, to slay the souls that should not die, and to save the souls alive that should not live? by your lying to my people that hear your lies? Wherefore thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I am against your pillows, wherewith you dare hunt the souls to make them fly, and I will tear them from your arms, and will let the souls go, even the souls that you hunt to make them fly. Your kerchiefs also will I tear, and deliver my people out of your hand, and they shall be no more in your hand to be hunted, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. Because with lies ye have made the heart of the righteous sad, whom I have not made sad, and strengthened the hands of the wicked, that he should not return from his wicked ways, by promising him life. Therefore you shall see no more vanity, nor divine divinations, for I will deliver my people out of your hand, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. Chapter 14. Then came certain of the elders of Yasharel unto me, and sat before me. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, these men have set up their idols in their heart, and put the stumbling block of their iniquity before their face. Should I be inquired of at all by them? Therefore speak unto them, and say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Every man of the house of Yasharel that sets up his idols in his heart, and puts the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and comes to the prophet, I, Yahuah, will answer him that comes according to the multitude of his idols, that I may take the house of Yasharel in their own heart, because they are all estranged from me through their idols. Therefore say unto the house of Yasharel, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Repent, and turn yourselves from your idols, and turn away your faces from all your idolatry. For every one of the house of Yasharel, or of the stranger that sojourns in Yasharel, which separates himself from me, and sets up his idols in his heart, and puts the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and comes to a prophet to inquire of him concerning me, I, Yahuah, will answer him by myself. And I will set my face against that man, and I will make him a sign and a proverb, and I will cut him off from the midst of my people, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. And if the prophet be deceived when he has spoken a thing, I, Yahuah, have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him, and will destroy him from the midst of my people, Yasharel. And they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeks unto him, that the house of Yasharel may go no more astray from me, neither be polluted any more with all their transgressions, but that they may be my people, and I may be their Elohim, said Adonai Yahuah. The word of Yahuah came again to me, saying, Son of man, when the land sins against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. Though these 3 men, Noach, Daniel, and Eob, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, said Adonai Yahuah. If I cause noisome beasts to pass through the land, and they spoil it, so that it be desolate, that no man may pass through because of the beasts, though these 3 men were in it, as I live, said Adonai Yahuah, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters. They only shall be delivered, but the land shall be desolate. Or if I bring a sword upon that land, and say, Sword, go through the land, so that I cut off man and beast from it, though these 3 men were in it, as I live, said Adonai Yahuah, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters, but they only shall be delivered themselves. Or if I send a pestilence into that land, and pour out my fury upon it in blood, to cut off from it man and beast, though Noach, Daniel, and Eob were in it, as I live, said Adonai Yahuah, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter, they shall but deliver their own souls by their righteousness. For thus said Adonai Yahuah, how much more when I send my 4 sore judgments upon Jerusalem, the sword, and the famine, and the noisome beast, and the pestilence, to cut off from it man and beast. Yet behold, therein shall be left a remnant that shall be brought forth, both sons and daughters. Behold, they shall come forth unto you, and you shall see their way and their doings, and you shall be comforted concerning the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, even concerning all that I have brought upon it. And they shall comfort you, when you shall see their ways and their doings, and you shall know that I have not done without cause all that I have done in it, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 15. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is the vine tree more than any tree, or that a branch which is among the trees of the forest? Shall wood be taken thereof to do any work? Or will men take a pin of it to hang any vessel thereon? Behold, it is cast into the fire for fuel. The fire devours both the ends of it, and the midst of it is burned. Is it meet for any work? Behold, when it was whole, it was meet for no work. How much less shall it be meet yet for any work, when the fire has devoured it, and it is burned? Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, as the vine tree among the trees of the forest, which I have given to the fire for fuel, so will I give the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And I will set my face against them, and they shall go out from one fire, and another fire shall devour them. And you shall know that I am Yahuah, when I set my face against them. And I will make the land desolate, because they have committed a trespass, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 16. Again the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her idolatry, and say, Thus said Adonai Yahuah unto Jerusalem, Your birth and your nativity is of the land of Canaan. Your father was an Amorite, and your mother a Hittite. And as for your nativity, in the day you were born your navel was not cut, neither were you washed in water to supple you. You were not salted at all, nor swaddled at all. None eye pitied you, to do any of these unto you, to have compassion upon you. But you were cast out in the open field, to the detesting of your person in the day that you were born. And when I passed by you, and saw you polluted in your own blood, I said unto you, when you were in your blood, Live. Yea, I said unto you, when you were in your blood, Live. I have caused you to multiply as the bud of the field, and you have increased and waxen great, and you are come to excellent ornaments. Your breasts are fashioned, and your hair is grown, whereas you were naked and bare. Now when I passed by you, and looked upon you, behold, your time was the time of love, and I spread my skirt over you, and covered your nakedness. Yea, I swore unto you, and entered into a covenant with you, said Adonai Yahuah, and you became mine. Then washed I you with water. Yea, I thoroughly washed away your blood from you, and I anointed you with oil. I clothed you also with broidered work, and shod you with badger skin, and I girded you about with fine linen, and I covered you with silk. I decked you also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon your hands, and a chain on your neck. And I put a jewel on your forehead, and earrings in your ears, and a beautiful crown upon your head. Thus were you decked with gold and silver, and your raiment was of fine linen, and silk, and broidered work. You did eat fine flour, and honey, and oil, and you were exceeding beautiful, and you did prosper into a kingdom. And your renown went forth among the heathen for your beauty, for it was perfect through my comeliness, which I had put upon you, said Adonai Yahuah. But you did trust in your own beauty, and played the harlot because of your renown, and poured out your idolatry on everyone that passed by. His it was. And of your garments you did take, and decked your high places with divers colors, and played the harlot thereupon. The like things shall not come, neither shall it be so. You have also taken your fair jewels of my gold and of my silver, which I had given you, and made to yourself images of men, and did commit whoredom with them, and took your broidered garments and covered them, and ye have set mine oil and mine incense before them. My meat also which I gave you, fine flour and oil and honey, wherewith I fed you, you have even set it before them for a sweet savor. And thus it was, said Adonai Yahuah. Moreover, you have taken your sons and your daughters, whom you have borne unto me, and these have you sacrificed unto them to be devoured. Is this of your whoredom a small matter? That you have slain my children, and delivered them to cause them to pass through the fire for them? And in all your idolatry and your whoredom, you have not remembered the days of your youth, when you were naked and bare, and was polluted in your blood. And it came to pass, after all your wickedness, Woe, woe unto you, said Adonai Yahuah. that you have also built unto you an eminent place, and have made you a high place in every street. You have built your high place at every head of the way, and hast made your beauty to be abhorred, and hast opened your feet to everyone that passed by, and multiplied your whoredom. You have also committed idolatry with the Mitzri, your neighbors, great of flesh, and hast increased your whoredom to provoke me to anger. Behold, therefore I have stretched out my hand over you, and have diminished your ordinary food, and delivered you unto the will of them that hate you, the daughters of the Pelishti, which are ashamed of your lewd way. You have played the whore also with the Ashurn, because you are insatiable. Yea, you have played the harlot with them, and yet could not be satisfied. You have moreover multiplied your idolatry in the land of Canaan unto Kasdi, and yet you are not satisfied therewith. How weak is your heart, said Adonai Yahuah, seeing you do all these things, the work of an imperious idolatry woman, in that you build your eminent place in the head of every way, and make your high place in every street, and have not been as a harlot in that you scorn hire, but as a wife that commits adultery, which takes strangers instead of her husband. They give gifts to all whores, but you give your gifts to all your lovers, and hire them, that they may come unto you on every side for your whoredom. And the contrary is in you from other women in your whoredom, whereas none follows you to commit whoredom, and in that you give a reward, and no reward is given unto you. Therefore you are contrary. Wherefore, O harlot, hear the word of Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, because your filthiness was poured out, and your nakedness discovered through your whoredom with your lovers, and with all the idols of your idolatry, and by the blood of your children, which you did give unto them. Behold, therefore I will gather all your lovers with whom you have taken pleasure, and all them that you have loved, with all them that you have hated. I will even gather them round about against you, and will discover your nakedness unto them, that they may see all your nakedness. And I will judge you as women that break wedlock and shed blood are judged, and I will give you blood and fury and jealousy. And I will also give you into their hand, and they shall throw down your eminent place, and shall break down your high places. They shall strip you also of your clothes, and shall take your fair jewels, and leave you naked and bare. They shall also bring up a company against you, and they shall stone you with stones and thrust you through with their swords. And they shall burn your houses with fire, and execute judgments upon you in the sight of many women. And I will cause you to cease from playing the harlot, and you also shall give no hire any more. So will I make my fury toward you to rest, and my jealousy shall depart from you, and I will be quiet, and will be no more angry, because you have not remembered the days of your youth, but have fretted me in all these things. Behold, therefore I also will recompense your way upon your head, said Adonai Yahuah, and you shall not commit this lewdness above all your idolatry. Behold, everyone that uses proverbs shall use this proverb against you, saying, As is the mother, so is her daughter. You are your mother's daughter, that detested her husband and her children, and you are the sister of your sisters, which detested their husbands and their children. Your mother was a Hittite, and your father an Emori, and your elder sister is Shomeron, she and her daughters that dwell at your left hand. And your younger sister that dwells at your right hand is Sodom and her daughters. Yet have you not walked after their ways, nor done after their idolatry, but, as if that were a very little thing, you were corrupted more than they in all your ways. As I live, said Adonai Yahuah, Sodom, your sister, has not done, she nor her daughters, as you have done, you and your daughters. Behold, this was the iniquity of your sister Sodom, pride, fullness of bread, and the abundance of idleness was in her and in her daughters. Neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and needy. And they were haughty, and committed idolatry before me. Therefore I took them away as I saw good. Neither has Shomeron committed half of your sins, but you have multiplied your idolatry more than they, and has justified your sisters in all your idolatry which you have done. You also, which have judged your sisters, bear your own shame for your sins that you have committed, more abominable than they. They are more righteous than you, yea, be you confounded also, and bear your shame, in that you have justified your sisters. When I shall bring again their captivity, the captivity of Sodom and her daughters, and the captivity of Shomeron and her daughters, then will I bring again the captivity of your captives in the midst of them, that you may bear your own shame, and may be confounded in all that you have done, in that you are a comfort unto them. When your sisters, Sodom and her daughters, shall return to their former estate, and Shomeron and her daughters shall return to their former estate, then you and your daughters shall return to your former estate. For your sister Sodom was not mentioned by your mouth in the day of your pride, before your wickedness was discovered, as at the time of your reproach of the daughters of Aram, and all that are round about her, the daughters of the Pelishti, which despise you round about. You have borne your lewdness and your idolatry, said Yahuah. For thus said Adonai Yahuah, I will even deal with you as you have done, which have despised the oath in breaking the covenant. Nevertheless, I will remember my covenant with you in the days of your youth, and I will establish unto you an everlasting covenant. Then you shall remember your ways and be ashamed, when you shall receive your sisters, your elder and your younger, and I will give them unto you for daughters, but not by your covenant. And I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall know that I am Yahuah, that you may remember and be confounded, and never open your mouth any more because of your shame, when I am pacified toward you for all that you have done, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 17. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, put forth a riddle, and speak a parable unto the house of Yasharel. And say, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, a great eagle with great wings, long-winged, full of feathers, which had divers colors, came unto Lebanon, and took the highest branch of the cedar. He cropped off the top of his young twigs, and carried it into a land of traffic. He set it in a city of merchants. He took also of the seed of the land, and planted it in a fruitful field. He placed it by great waters, and set it as a willow tree. And it grew, and became a spreading vine of low stature, whose branches turned toward him, and the roots thereof were under him. So it became a vine, and brought forth branches, and shot forth sprigs. There was also another great eagle with great wings and many feathers. And, behold, this vine did bend her roots toward him, and shot forth her branches toward him, that he might water it by the furrows of her plantation. It was planted in a good soil by great waters, that it might bring forth branches, and that it might bear fruit, that it might be a goodly vine. Say you, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Shall it prosper? Shall he not pull up the roots thereof, and cut off the fruit thereof, that it wither? It shall wither in all the leaves of her spring, even without great power or many people to pluck it up by the roots thereof. Yea, behold, being planted, shall it prosper? Shall it not utterly wither? When the east wind touches it, it shall wither in the furrows where it grew. Moreover, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Say now to the rebellious house, Know you not what these things mean? Tell them, Behold, the king of Babel is come to Jerusalem, and has taken the king thereof, and the princes thereof, and led them with him to Babel, and has taken of the king's seed, and made a covenant with him, and has taken an oath of him. He has also taken the mighty of the land, that the kingdom might be base, that it might not lift itself up, but that by keeping of his covenant it might stand. But he rebelled against him in sending his ambassadors into Mitzrayim, that they might give him horses and much people. Shall he prosper? Shall he escape that does such things? Or shall he break the covenant and be delivered? As I live, said Adonai Yahuah, surely in the place where the king dwells that made him king, whose oath he despised, and whose covenant he brake, even with him in the midst of Babel he shall die. Neither shall Paro with his mighty army and great company make for him in the war, by casting up mounts and building forts to cut off many persons. Seeing he despised the oath by breaking the covenant, when, lo, he had given his hand, and hath done all these things, he shall not escape. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, As I live, surely mine oath that he has despised, and my covenant that he has broken, even it will I recompense upon his own head. And I will spread my net upon him, and he shall be taken in my snare, and I will bring him to Babel, and will plead with him there for his trespass that he has trespassed against me. And all his fugitives with all his bands shall fall by the sword, and they that remain shall be scattered toward all winds. And ye shall know that I, Yahuah, have spoken it. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, I will also take of the highest branch of the high cedar, and will set it. I will crop off from the top of his young twigs a tender one, and will plant it upon a high mountain and eminent. In the mountain of the height of Yasharel will I plant it, and it shall bring forth boughs and bear fruit, and be a goodly cedar, and under it shall dwell all fowl of every wing. In the shadow of the branches thereof shall they dwell. And all the trees of the field shall know that I, Yahuah, have brought down the high tree, have exalted the low tree, have dried up the green tree, and have made the dry tree to flourish. I, Yahuah, have spoken and have done it. Chapter 18. The word of Yahuah came unto me again, saying, What mean you, that you use this proverb concerning the land of Yasharel, saying, The fathers have eaten sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge? As I live, said Adonai Yahuah, ye shall not have occasion any more to use this proverb in Yasharel. Behold, all souls are mine, as the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sins, it shall die. But if a man be just, and do that which is lawful and right, and has not eaten upon the mountains, neither has lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Yasharel, neither has defiled his neighbor's wife, neither has come near to a monstrous woman, and has not oppressed any, but has restored to the debtor his pledge, has spoiled none by violence, has given his bread to the hungry, and has covered the naked with a garment, he that has not given forth upon usury, neither has taken any increase, that has withdrawn his hand from iniquity, has executed true judgment between man and man, has walked in my statutes, and has kept my judgments, to deal truly. He is just, he shall surely live, said Adonai Yahuah. If he beget a son that is a robber, a shedder of blood, and that does the like to any one of these things, and that does not any one of those duties, but even has eaten upon the mountains and defiled his neighbor's wife, has oppressed the poor and needy, has spoiled by violence, has not restored the pledge, and has lifted up his eyes to the idols, has committed idolatry, has given forth upon usury, and has taken increase, shall he then live? He shall not live. He has done all these idolatry. He shall surely die. His blood shall be upon him. Now, lo, if he beget a son that sees all his father's sins which he has done, and considers, and does not such like, that has not eaten upon the mountains, neither hath lifted up his eyes to the idols of the house of Yasharel, hath not defiled his neighbor's wife, neither has oppressed any, has not withheld the pledge, neither has spoiled by violence, but has given his bread to the hungry, and has covered the naked with a garment, that has taken off his hand from the poor that has not received usury nor increase, has executed my judgments, has walked in my statutes, he shall not die for the iniquity of his father, he shall surely live. As for his father, because he cruelly oppressed, spoiled his brother by violence, and did that which is not good among his people, lo, even he shall die in his iniquity. Yet say you, Why? Does not the son bear the iniquity of the father? When the son has done that which is lawful and right, and has kept all my statutes, and has done them, he shall surely live. The soul that sins, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. But if the wicked will turn from all his sins that he has committed, and keep all my statutes, and do that which is lawful and right, he shall surely live, he shall not die. All his transgressions that he has committed, they shall not be mentioned unto him. In his righteousness that he has done, he shall live. Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die, said Adonai Yahuah, and not that he should return from his ways and live? But when the righteous turns away from his righteousness and commits iniquity, and does according to all the idolatry that the wicked man does, shall he live? All his righteousness that he has done shall not be mentioned. In his trespass that he has trespassed, and in his sin that he has sinned, in them shall he die. Yet you say, the way of Adonai is not equal. Hear now, O house of Yasharel. Is not my way equal? Are not your ways unequal? When a righteous man turns away from his righteousness and commits iniquity, and dies in them, for his iniquity that he has done shall he die. Again, when the wicked man turns away from his wickedness that he has committed, and does that which is lawful and right, he shall save his soul alive. Because he considers and turns away from all his transgressions that he has committed, he shall surely live, he shall not die. Yet, said the house of Yasharel, the way of Adonai is not equal. O house of Yasharel, are not my ways equal? Are not your ways unequal? Therefore I will judge you, O Yasharel, everyone according to his ways, said Adonai Yahuah. Repent and turn yourselves from all your transgressions, so iniquity shall not be your ruin. Cast away from you all your transgressions, whereby you have transgressed, and make you a new heart and a new ruach, for why will you die, O house of Yasharel? For I have no pleasure in the death of him that dies, said Adonai Yahuah. Wherefore turn yourselves and live you. Chapter 19. Moreover, take you up a lamentation for the princes of Yasharel, and say, What is your mother? A lioness? She lay down among lions. She nourished her whelps among young lions. And she brought up one of her whelps. It became a young lion, and it learned to catch the prey. It devoured men. The nations also heard of him. He was taken in their pit, and they brought him with chains unto the land of Mitzrayim. Now when she saw that she had waited, and her hope was lost, then she took another of her whelps, and made him a young lion. And he went up and down among the lions. He became a young lion, and learned to catch the prey, and devoured men. And he knew their desolate palaces, and he laid waste their cities, and the land was desolate, and the fullness thereof, by the noise of his roaring. Then the nations set against him on every side from the provinces, and spread their net over him. He was taken in their pit. And they put him in ward in chains, and brought him to the king of Babel. They brought him into holds that his voice should no more be heard among the mountains of Yasharel. Your mother is like a vine in your blood, planted by the waters. She was fruitful and full of branches by reason of many waters. And she had strong rods for the scepters of them that bear rule, and her stature was exalted among the thick branches, and she appeared in her height with the multitude of her branches. But she was plucked up in fury. She was cast down to the ground, and the east ruach dried up her fruit. Her strong rods were broken and withered. The fire consumed them. And now she is planted in the wilderness, in a dry and thirsty ground. And fire is gone out of a rod of her branches, which has devoured her fruit, so that she has no strong rod to be a scepter to rule. This is a lamentation, and shall be for a lamentation. Chapter 20. And it came to pass in the 7th year, in the 5th month, the 10th day of the month, that certain of the elders of Yasharel came to inquire of Yahuah, and sat before me. Then came the word of Yahuah unto me, saying, Son of man, speak unto the elders of Yasharel, and say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Are you come to inquire of me? As I live, said Adonai Yahuah, I will not be inquired of by you. Will you judge them, son of man? Will you judge them? Cause them to know the idolatry of their fathers, and say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, In the day when I chose Yasharel, and lifted up mine hand unto the seed of the house of Yaakov, and made myself known unto them in the land of Mitzrayim, when I lifted up mine hand unto them, saying, I am Yahuah your Elohim, in the day that I lifted up my hand unto them, to bring them forth of the land of Mitzrayim, into a land that I had espied for them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all lands, then said I unto them, Cast you away every man the idolatry of his eyes, and defile not yourselves with the idols of Mitzrayim. I am Yahuah your Elohim. But they rebelled against me, and would not hearken unto me. They did not every man cast away the idolatry of their eyes, neither did they forsake the idols of Mitzrayim. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them, to accomplish my anger against them in the midst of the land of Mitzrayim. But I wrought for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted before the heathen, among whom they were, in whose sight I made myself known unto them, in bringing them forth out of the land of Mitzrayim. Wherefore I caused them to go forth out of the land of Mitzrayim, and brought them into the wilderness. And I gave them my statutes, and showed them my judgments, which if a man do, he shall even live in them. Moreover, also I gave them my Shabbath, to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am Yahuah, that sanctify them. But the house of Yasharel rebelled against me in the wilderness. They walked not in my statutes, and they despised my judgments, which if a man do, he shall even live in them. And my Shabbath they greatly polluted. Then I said, I would pour out my fury upon them in the wilderness, to consume them. But I wrought for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted before the heathen, in whose sight I brought them out. Yet also I lifted up my hand unto them in the wilderness, that I would not bring them into the land which I had given them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all lands, because they despised my judgments, and walked not in my statutes, but polluted my Shabbath, for their heart went after their idols. Nevertheless, mine eyes spared them from destroying them, neither did I make an end of them in the wilderness. But I said unto their children in the wilderness, Walk you not in the statutes of your fathers, neither observe their judgments, nor defile yourselves with their idols. I am Yahuah your Elohim. Walk in my statutes, and keep my judgments, and do them. And hallow my Shabbath, and they shall be a sign between me and you, that you may know that I am Yahuah your Elohim. Notwithstanding the children rebelled against me, they walked not in my statutes, neither kept my judgments to do them, which if a man do, he shall even live in them. They polluted my Shabbath. Then I said, I would pour out my fury upon them, to accomplish my anger against them in the wilderness. Nevertheless, I withdrew mine hand, and wrought for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted in the sight of the heathen, in whose sight I brought them forth. I lifted up mine hand unto them also in the wilderness, that I would scatter them among the heathen, and disperse them through the countries, because they had not executed my judgments, but had despised my statutes, and had polluted my Shabbath, and their eyes were after their fathers' idols. Wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good, and judgments whereby they should not live. And I polluted them in their own gifts, in that they caused to pass through the fire all that opens the womb, that I might make them desolate, to the end that they might know that I am Yahuah. Therefore, Son of man, speak unto the house of Yasharel, and say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Yet in this your fathers have blasphemed me, in that they have committed a trespass against me. For when I had brought them into the land for which I lifted up mine hand to give it to them, then they saw every high hill, and all the thick trees, and they offered there their sacrifices, and there they presented the provocation of their offering. There also they made their sweet savor, and poured out there their drink offerings. Then I said unto them, What is the high place whereunto you go? And the name whereof is called Bamah unto this day. Wherefore say unto the house of Yasharel, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Are you polluted after the manner of your fathers, and commit you whoredom after their idolatry? For when you offer your gifts, when you make your sons to pass through the fire, you pollute yourself with all your idols, even unto this day. And shall I be inquired by you, O house of Yasharel? As I live, said Adonai Yahuah, I will not be inquired of by you. And that which comes into your mind shall not be at all, that you say, We will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, to worshipping wood and stone. As I live, said Adonai Yahuah, surely with a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out, will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered, with a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Mitzrayim, so will I plead with you, said Adonai Yahuah. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant, and I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Yasharel, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. As for you, O house of Yasharel, thus said Adonai Yahuah, Go you, serve you every one his idols, and hereafter also, if you will not hearken unto me, but pollute you my holy name no more with your gifts and with your idols. For in mine holy mountain, the mountain of the height of Yasharel, said Adonai Yahuah, there shall all the house of Yasharel, all of them in the land, serve me. There will I accept them, and there will I require your offerings and the first fruits of your oblations with all your holy things. I will accept you with your sweet savor when I bring you out from the people and gather you out of the countries wherein you have been scattered, and I will be sanctified in you before the heathen. And you shall know that I am Yahuah when I shall bring you into the land of Yasharel, into the country for which I lifted up mine hand to give it to your fathers. And there shall you remember your ways and all your doings, wherein you have been defiled. And you shall detest yourselves in your own sight for all your evils that you have committed. And you shall know that I am Yahuah, when I have wrought with you for my name's sake, not according to your wicked ways, nor according to your corrupt doings, O ye house of Yasharel, said Adonai Yahuah. Moreover, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set your face toward the south, and drop your word toward the south, and prophesy against the forest of the south field. And say to the forest of the south, Hear the word of Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I will kindle a fire in you, and it shall devour every green tree in you, and every dry tree. The flaming flame shall not be quenched, and all faces from the south to the north shall be burned therein. And all flesh shall see that I, Yahuah, have kindled it. It shall not be quenched. Then said I, Ah, Adonai Yahuah, they say of me, Does he not speak parables? Chapter 21. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set your face toward Jerusalem, and drop your word toward the holy places, and prophesy against the land of Yasharel. And say to the land of Yasharel, Thus said Yahuah, Behold, I am against you, and will draw forth my sword out of his sheath, and will cut off from you the righteous and the wicked. Seeing then that I will cut off from you the righteous and the wicked, therefore shall my sword go forth out of his sheath against all flesh, from the south to the north. That all flesh may know that I, Yahuah, have drawn forth my sword out of his sheath, it shall not return any more. Sigh therefore, you son of man, with the breaking of your loins, and with bitterness sigh before their eyes. And it shall be, when they say unto you, Wherefore sigh you? That you shall answer, For the tidings, because it comes, and every heart shall melt, and all hands shall be feeble, and every ruach shall faint, and all knees shall be weak as water. Behold, it comes, and shall be brought to pass, said Adonai Yahuah. Again, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy, and say, Thus said Adonai, Say, a sword is sharpened and also renewed. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is renewed that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It despises the rod of my son as every tree, and he has given it to be renewed, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is renewed, to give it into the hand of the slayer. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Yasharel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon your thigh, because it is a trial, and what if the sword despise even the rod? It shall be no more, said Adonai Yahuah. You therefore, son of man, prophesy, and smite your hands together, and let the sword be doubled the third time, the sword of the slain. It is the sword of the great men that are slain, which enters into their privy chambers. I have set the point of the sword against all their gates, that their heart may faint, and their ruins be multiplied. Ah, it is made bright, it is wrapped up for the slaughter. Go you one way or the other, either on the right hand or on the left, whithersoever your face is set. I will also smite mine hands together, and I will cause my fury to rest. I, Yahuah, have said it. The word of Yahuah came unto me again, saying, Also, you son of man, appoint you 2 ways. The sword of the king of Babel may come, both twain shall come forth out of one land. And choose you a place, choose it at the head of the way to the city. Appoint a way that the sword may come to Rabbah of the Ammon, and to Yehudah in Jerusalem the defenced. For the king of Babel stood at the parting of the way, at the head of the 2 ways, to use divination. He made his arrows bright, he consulted with images, he looked in the liver. And his right hand was the divination for Jerusalem, to appoint captains, to open the mouth in the slaughter, to lift up the voice with shouting, to appoint battering rams against the gates, to cast a mount, and to build a fort. And it shall be unto them as a false divination in their sight, to them that have sworn oaths, but he will call to remembrance the iniquity, that they may be taken. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, because you have made your iniquity to be remembered, in that your transgressions are discovered, so that in all your doings your sins do appear, because I say that you are come to remembrance, you shall be taken with the hand. And you, profane wicked prince of Yasharel, whose day is come, when iniquity shall have an end, thus said Adonai Yahuah, remove the diadem, and take off the crown. This shall not be the same. Exalt him that is low, and abase him that is high. I will overturn it, and it shall be no more, until he come whose right it is, and I will give it him. And you, son of man, prophesy and say, thus said Adonai Yahuah concerning the Ammoni, and concerning their reproach. Even say you, the sword is drawn, for the slaughter it is renewed, to consume because of the glittering. While they see vanity unto you, whiles they divine a lie unto you, to bring you upon the necks of them that are slain, of the wicked, whose day is come, when their iniquity shall have an end. Shall I cause it to return into his sheath? I will judge you in the place where you were created, in the land of your nativity, and I will pour out mine indignation upon you. I will blow against you in the fire of my wrath, and deliver you into the hand of brutish men and skillful to destroy. You shall be for fuel to the fire. Your blood shall be in the midst of the land. You shall be no more remembered, for I, Yahuah, have spoken it. Chapter 22. Moreover, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Now, you son of man, will you judge the bloody city? Yea, you shall show her all her idolatry. Then say you, thus said Adonai Yahuah, the city shed blood in the midst of it, that her time may come, and makes idols against herself to defile herself. You are become guilty in your blood that you have shed, and have defiled yourself in your idols which you have made, and you have caused your days to draw near, and are come even unto your years. Therefore have I made you a reproach unto the heathen, and a mocking to all countries. Those that be near, and those that be far from you, shall mock you, which art infamous and much vexed. Behold, the princes of Yasharel, every one, were in you to their power to shed blood. In you had they set light by father and mother. In the midst of you had they dealt by oppression with the stranger. In you have they vexed the fatherless and the widow. You have despised mine holy things, and have profaned my Shabbath. In you are men that carry tails to shed blood, and in you they eat upon the mountains. In the midst of you they commit lewdness. In you have they discovered their father's nakedness. In you have they humbled her that was set apart for pollution. And one has committed abomination with his neighbor's wife, and another has lewdly defiled his daughter-in-law, and another in you has humbled his sister, his father's daughter. In you have they taken gifts to shed blood. You have taken usury and increase, and you have greedily gained of your neighbors by extortion, and have forgotten me, said Adonai Yahuah. Behold, therefore, I have smitten mine hand at your dishonest gain which you have made, and at your blood which has been in the midst of you. Can your heart endure, or can your hands be strong, in the days that I shall deal with you? I, Yahuah, have spoken it, and will do it. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and disperse you in the countries, and will consume your filthiness out of you. And you shall take your inheritance in yourself in the sight of the heathen, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, the house of Yasharel is to me become dross, and they are brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even the dross of silver. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, because you are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Yea, I will gather you, and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and you shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall you be melted in the midst thereof, and you shall know that I, Yahuah, have poured out my fury upon you. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto her, You are the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon in the day of indignation. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravening the prey. They have devoured souls, they have taken the treasure and precious things, they have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her Kohen have violated my Torah, and have profaned mine holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane, neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Shabbath, and I am profaned among them. Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves ravening the prey, to shed blood and to destroy souls, to get dishonest gain. And her prophets have daubed them with untempered mortar, seeing vanity and divining lies unto them, saying, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, when Yahuah has not spoken. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery, and have vexed the poor and needy. Yea, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. And I sought for a man among them that should make up the hedge, and stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found none. Therefore have I poured out mine indignation upon them. I have consumed them with the fire of my wrath. Their own way have I recompensed upon their heads, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 23. The word of Yahuah came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they committed whoredom in Mitzrayim. They committed whoredom in their youth. There were their breasts pressed, and there they bruised the teats of their virginity. And the names of them were Oholah, the elder, and Aholibah, her sister. And they were mine, and they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names. Shomeron is Oholah, and Jerusalem Oholibah. And Oholah played the harlot when she was mine, and she doted on her lovers, on the Ashrun her neighbors, which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses. Thus she committed her whoredom with them, with all them that were the chosen men of Ashur, and with all on whom she doted, with all their idols she defiled herself. Neither left she her idolatry brought from Mitzrayim, for in her youth they lay with her, and they bruised the breasts of her virginity, and poured their idolatry upon her. Wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers, into the hand of the Ashurn upon whom she doted. These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters, and slew her with the sword, and she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her. And when her sister Aholibah saw this, she was more corrupt in her inordinate love than she, and in her idolatry more than her sister in her idolatry. She doted upon the Ashrun, her neighbors, captains and rulers clothed most gorgeously, horsemen riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men. Then I saw that she was defiled, that they took both one way, and that she increased her idolatry. For when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Chaldee portrayed with red, girded with girdles upon their loins, exceeding in dyed attire upon their heads, all of them princes to look to, after the manner of the Babel of Chaldee, the land of their nativity. And as soon as she saw them with her eyes, she doted upon them, and sent messengers unto them into Chaldee. And the Babel came to her into the bed of love, and they defiled her with their idolatry, and she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them. So she discovered her whoredom, and discovered her nakedness. Then my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind was alienated from her sister. Yet she multiplied her idolatry, in calling to remembrance the days of her youth, wherein she had played the harlot in the land of Mitzrayim. For she doted upon their lovers, whose flesh is as the flesh of asses, and whose issue is like the issue of horses. Thus you called to remembrance the lewdness of your youth, in bruising your teats by the mitzri for the paps of your youth. Therefore, O Oholibah, thus said Adonai Yahuah, behold, I will raise up your lovers against you, from whom your mind is alienated, and I will bring them against you on every side. The sons of Babel and all the Kasdi, Pekod and Shoah and Koah, and all the Ashurun with them, all of them desirable young men, captains and rulers, great lords and renowned, all of them riding upon horses. And they shall come up against you with chariots, wagons, and wheels, and with an assembly of people, which shall set against you buckler and shield and helmet round about. And I will set judgment before them, and they shall judge you according to their judgments. And I will set my jealousy against you, and they shall deal furiously with you. They shall take away your nose and your ears, and your remnant shall fall by the sword. They shall take your sons and your daughters, and your residue shall be devoured by the fire. They shall also strip you out of your clothes and take away your fair jewels. Thus will I make your lewdness to cease from you, and your idolatry brought from the land of Mitzrayim, so that you shall not lift up your eyes unto them, nor remember Mitzrayim any more. For thus said Adonai Yahuah, behold, I will deliver you into the hand of them whom you hate, into the hand of them from whom your mind is alienated. And they shall deal with you hatefully, and shall take away all your labor, and shall leave you naked and bare, and the nakedness of your whoredom shall be discovered, both your lewdness and your idolatry. I will do these things unto you, because you have gone a-whoring after the heathen, and because you are polluted with their idols. You have walked in the way of your sister, therefore will I give her cup into your hand. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, ye shall drink of your sister's cup, deep and large. Ye shall be laughed to scorn and had in derision, it detests much. Ye shall be filled with drunkenness and sorrow, with the cup of astonishment and desolation, with the cup of your sister's shomeron. Ye shall even drink it and suck it out, and ye shall break the shreds thereof, and pluck off your own breasts. For I have spoken it, said Adonai Yahuah. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, because you have forgotten me and cast me behind your back, therefore bear you also your lewdness and your idolatry. Yahuah said moreover unto me, Son of man, will you judge Oholah and Oholibah? Yea, declare unto them their idolatry, that they have committed idolatry, and blood is in their hands. And with their idols have they committed prostitution, and have also caused their sons, whom they bear unto me, to pass for them through the fire, to devour them. Moreover, this they have done unto me. They have defiled my sanctuary in the same day, and have profaned my Shabbath. For when they had slain their children to their idols, then they came the same day into my sanctuary to profane it. And lo, thus have they done in the midst of mine house. And furthermore, that you have sent for men to come from far, unto whom a messenger was sent. And lo, they came. For whom did you wash yourself, painted your eyes, and decked yourself with ornaments, and sat upon a stately bed, and a table prepared before it, whereupon you have set mine incense and mine oil. And a voice of a multitude being at ease was with her. And with the men of the common sort were brought Sebai from the wilderness, which put bracelets upon their hands, and beautiful crowns upon their heads. Then said I unto her that was old in adulteries, Will they now commit adultery with her, and she with them? Yet they went in unto her, as they go in unto a woman that plays the harlot. So went they into Oholah, and unto Oholibah, the lewd women. And the righteous men, they shall judge them after the manner of adulteresses, and after the manner of women that shed blood, because they are adulteresses, and blood is in their hand. For thus said Adonai Yahuah, I will bring up a company upon them, and will give them to be removed and spoiled. And the company shall stone them with stones, and dispatch them with their swords. They shall slay their sons and their daughters, and burn up their houses with fire. Thus will I cause lewdness to cease out of the land, that all women may be taught not to do after your lewdness. And they shall recompense your lewdness upon you, and you shall bear the sins of your idols, and you shall know that I am Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 24. Again, in the 9th year, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, write you the name of the day, even of this same day. The king of Babel set himself against Jerusalem this same day. And utter a parable unto the rebellious house, and say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, set on a pot, set it on, and also pour water into it. Gather the pieces thereof into it, even every good piece, the thigh and the shoulder. Fill it with the choice bones. Take the choice of the flock, and burn also the bones under it, and make it boil well, and let them cook the bones of it therein. Wherefore thus said Adonai Yahuah, Woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece, let no lot fall upon it. For her blood is in the midst of her. She set it upon the top of a rock. She poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust, that it might cause fury to come up to take vengeance. I have set her blood upon the top of a rock, that it should not be covered. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, Woe to the bloody city! I will even make the pile for fire great. Heap on wood, kindle the fire, consume the flesh, and spice it well, and let the bones be burned. Then set it empty upon the coals thereof, that the brass of it may be hot, and may burn, and that the filthiness of it may be molten in it, that the scum of it may be consumed. She has wearied herself with lies, and her great scum went not forth out of her. Her scum shall be in the fire. In your filthiness is lewdness, because I have purged you, and you were not purged. You shall not be purged from your filthiness any more, till I have caused my fury to rest upon you. I, Yahuah, have spoken it. It shall come to pass, and I will do it. I will not go back, neither will I spare, neither will I repent. According to your ways and according to your doings shall they judge you, said Adonai Yahuah. Also the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, behold, I take away from you the desire of your eyes with a stroke, yet neither shall you mourn nor weep, neither shall your tears run down. Forbear to cry, make no mourning for the dead, bind the tire of your head upon you, and put on your shoes upon your feet, and cover not your lips, and eat not the bread of men. So I spoke unto the people in the morning, and at even my wife died, and I did in the morning as I was commanded. And the people said unto me, Will you not tell us what these things are to us, that you do so? Then I answered them, The word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Speak to the house of Yasharel. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I will profane my sanctuary, the excellency of your strength, the desire of your eyes, and that which your soul pities. And your sons and your daughters whom ye have left shall fall by the sword. And you shall do as I have done. You shall not cover your lips, nor eat the bread of men. And your tires shall be upon your heads, and your shoes upon your feet. You shall not mourn nor weep, but you shall pine away for your iniquities, and mourn one toward another. Thus Yechezqe is unto you a sign. According to all that he has done shall you do. And when this comes, you shall know that I am Adonai Yahuah. Also, you son of man, shall it not be in the day when I take from them their strength, the joy of their glory, the desire of their eyes, that whereupon they set their minds, their sons and their daughters, that he that escapes in that day shall come unto you, to cause you to hear it with your ears? In that day shall your mouth be opened to him which is escaped, and you shall speak, and be no more dumb, and you shall be a sign unto them, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Chapter 25. The word of Yahuah came again unto me, saying, Son of man, set your face against the Ammon, and prophesy against them. And say unto the Ammon, Hear the word of Adonai Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, because you said, Aha! against my sanctuary when it was profaned, and against the land of Yasharel when it was desolate, and against the house of Yehudah when they went into captivity. Behold, therefore I will deliver you to the men of the east for a possession, and they shall set their palaces in you, and make their dwellings in you. They shall eat your fruit, and they shall drink your milk. And I will make Rabbah a stable for camels, and the Ammon a couching place for flocks. And you shall know that I am Yahuah. For thus said Adonai Yahuah, because you have clapped your hands and stamped with the feet and rejoiced in heart with all your despite against the land of Yasharel, behold, therefore I will stretch out mine hand upon you, and will deliver you for a spoil to the heathen, and I will cut you off from the people, and I will cause you to perish out of the countries. I will destroy you, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, because the Moab and the Seir do say, Behold, the house of Yehudah is like unto all the heathen. Therefore, behold, I will open the side of Moab from the cities, from his cities which are on his frontiers, the glory of the country, Beth Hayeshimot, Baal Meon, and Kiriathaim, unto the men of the east with the Ammon, and will give them in possession, that the Ammon may not be remembered among the nations. And I will execute judgments upon Moab, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, because that Edom has dealt against the house of Yehudah by taking vengeance, and has greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it. And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Yasharel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said Adonai Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, because of the Pelishti have dealt by revenge, and have taken vengeance with a despiteful heart, to destroy it for the old hatred. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, behold, I will stretch out mine hand upon the Pelishti, and I will cut off the Kerethi, and destroy the remnant of the seacoast, and I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes. And they shall know that I am Yahuah, when I shall lay my vengeance upon them. Chapter 26. And it came to pass in the 11th year, in the first day of the month, that the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, because that Tsor hath said against Jerusalem, Aha, she is broken, that was the gates of the people. She is turned unto me, I shall be filled, now she is laid waste. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I am against you, O Tsor, and will cause many nations to come up against you, as the sea causes his waves to come up. And they shall destroy the walls of Tsor, and break down her towers. I will also scrape her dust from her, and make her like the top of a rock. It shall be a place for the spreading of nets in the midst of the sea, for I have spoken it, said Adonai Yahuah. It shall become a spoil to the nations. And her daughters which are in the field shall be slain by the sword, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. For thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I will bring upon Tsor Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babel, a king of kings, from the north, with horses, and with chariots, and with horsemen, and companies, and much people. He shall slay with the sword your daughters in the field, and he shall make a fort against you, and cast a mount against you, and lift up the buckler against you. And he shall set engines of war against your walls, and with his axes he shall break down your towers. By reason of the abundance of his horses, their dust shall cover you. Your walls shall shake at the noise of the horsemen, and of the wheels, and of the chariots, when he shall enter into your gates, as men enter into a city wherein is made a breach. With the hooves of his horses shall he tread down all your streets. He shall slay your people by the sword, and your strong garrisons shall go down to the ground. And they shall make a spoil of your riches, and make a prey of your merchandise. And they shall break down your walls, and destroy your pleasant houses. And they shall lay your stones, and your timber, and your dust in the midst of the water. And I will cause the noise of your songs to cease, and the sound of your harps shall be no more heard. And I will make you like the top of a rock. You shall be a place to spread nets upon. You shall be built no more. For I, Yahuah, have spoken it, said Adonai Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah to Tsor, Shall not the isles shake at the sound of your fall, when the wounded cry, when the slaughter is made in the midst of you? Then all the princes of the sea shall come down from their thrones and lay away their robes and put off their broidered garments. They shall clothe themselves with trembling. They shall sit upon the ground and shall tremble at every moment and be astonished at you. And they shall take up a lamentation for you and say to you, How are you destroyed? That was inhabited of seafaring men, the renowned city which was strong in the sea, she and her inhabitants, which caused their terror to be on all that haunt it. Now shall the isles tremble in the day of your fall. Yea, the isles that are in the sea shall be troubled at your departure. For thus said Adonai Yahuah, When I shall make you a desolate city, like the cities that are not inhabited, when I shall bring up the deep upon you, and great waters shall cover you, when I shall bring you down with them that descend into the pit, with the people of old times, and shall set you in the low parts of the earth, in places desolate of old, with them that go down to the pit, that you be not inhabited. And I shall set glory in the land of the living. I will make you a terror, and you shall be no more, though you be sought for, yet you shall never be found again, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 27. The word of Yahuah came again unto me, saying, Now, you son of man, take up a lamentation for Tzor. And say unto Tzor, O you that are situate at the entry of the sea, which are a merchant of the people for many isles, thus said Adonai Yahuah, O Tzor, you have said, I am of perfect beauty. Your borders are in the midst of the seas. Your builders have perfected your beauty. They have made all your shipboards of fir trees of Shinir, and they have taken cedars from Lebanon to make masts for you. Of the oaks of Bashan have they made your oars. The company of the Ashur have made your benches of ivory, brought out of the isles of Kitti. Fine linen with broidered work from Mitzrayim was that which you spread forth to be your sail. Blue and purple from the isles of Eliashah was that which covered you. The inhabitants of Sidon and Arwad were your mariners. Your wise men, O Tzor, that were in you, were your pilots. The ancients of Gebal and the wise men thereof were in your caulkers. All the ships of the sea with their mariners were in you to occupy your merchandise. They of Paras and of Lud and of Put were in your army, your men of war. They hanged the shield and helmet in you. They set forth your comeliness. The men of Arwad with your army were upon your walls round about, and the Gamad were in your towers. They hanged their shields upon your walls round about. They have made your beauty perfect. Tarshish was your merchant by reason of the multitude of all kind of riches, with silver, iron, tin, and lead. They traded in your fairs. Yawan, Tubal, and Meshech, they were your merchants. They traded the persons of men and vessels of brass in your market. They of the house of Togarmah traded in your fairs with horses and horsemen and mules. The men of Dedan were your merchants. Many isles were the merchandise of your hand. They brought you for a present horns of ivory and ebony. Aram was your merchant by reason of the multitude of the wares of your making. They occupied in your fairs with emeralds, purple, and broidered work, and fine linen, and coral, and agate. Yehuda and the land of Yasharel, they were your merchants. They traded in your market wheat of Menith, and Panang, and honey, and oil, and balm. Damasek was your merchant in the multitude of the wares of your making, for the multitude of all riches, in the wine of Chelbon and white wool. Widan also and Yawan going to and fro occupied in your fairs. Bright iron, cassia, and calamus were in your market. Dedan was your merchant in precious clothes for chariots. Arab and all the princes of Kedar, they occupied with you in lambs and rams and goats. In these were they your merchants. The merchants of Sheba and Ramah, they were your merchants. They occupied in your fairs with chief of all spices, and with all precious stones and gold. Haran and Caneh and Eden, the merchants of Sheba, Ashur and Kilmad were your merchants. These were your merchants in all sorts of things, in blue clothes and broidered work, and in chests of rich apparel, bound with cords and made of cedar among your merchandise. The ships of Tarshish did sing of you in your market, and you were filled and made very glorious in the midst of the seas. Your rowers have brought you into great waters. The east Ruach has broken you in the midst of the seas. Your riches and your fares, your merchandise, your mariners and your pilots, your caulkers and the occupiers of your merchandise, and all your men of war that are in you and in all your company which is in the midst of you, shall fall into the midst of the seas in the day of your ruin. The suburbs shall shake at the sound of the cry of your pilots, and all that handle the oar, the mariners and all the pilots of the sea, shall come down from their ships, they shall stand upon the land, and shall cause their voice to be heard against you, and shall cry bitterly, and shall cast up dust upon their heads. They shall wallow themselves in the ashes, and they shall make themselves utterly bald for you, and gird them with sackcloth, and they shall weep for you with bitterness of heart and bitter wailing. And in their wailing they shall take up a lamentation for you, and lament over you, saying, What city is like Tsor, like the destroyed in the midst of the sea? When your wares went forth out of the seas, you filled many people. You did enrich the kings of the earth with the multitude of your riches and of your merchandise. In the time when you shall be broken by the seas in the depths of the water, your merchandise and all your company in the midst of you shall fall. All the inhabitants of the isles shall be astonished at you, and their kings shall be sore afraid. They shall be troubled in their countenance. The merchants among the people shall hiss at you. You shall be a terror, and never shall be any more. Chapter 28. The word of Yahuah came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tsor, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, because your heart is lifted up, and you have said, I am El, I sit in the seat of Elohim in the midst of the seas. Yet you are a man and not El, though you set your heart as the heart of Elohim. Behold, you are wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from you. With your wisdom and with your understanding you have gotten you riches, and have gotten gold and silver into your treasuries. By your great wisdom and by your traffics have you increased your riches, and your heart is lifted up because of your riches. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, because you have set your heart as the heart of Elohim, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon you, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of your wisdom, and they shall defile your brightness. They shall bring you down to the pit. You shall die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Will you yet say before him that slays you, I am Elohim? But you shall be a man and no El in the hand of him that slays you. You shall die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, said Adonai Yahuah. Moreover, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tsor, and say unto him, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, You seal up the sum, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You have been in Eden, the garden of Elohim. Every precious stone was your covering, the sardius, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of your tabrets and of your pipes was prepared in you in the day that you were created. You are the anointed cherub that covers, and I have set you so. You were upon the holy mountain of Elohim. You have walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. You were perfect in your ways from the day that you were created till iniquity was found in you. By the multitude of your merchandise they have filled the midst of you with violence. You have sinned. Therefore I will cast you as profane out of the mountain of Elohim, and I will destroy you, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Your heart was lifted up because of your beauty. You have corrupted your wisdom by reason of your brightness. I will cast you to the ground. I will lay you before kings, that they may behold you. You have defiled your sanctuaries by the multitude of your iniquities, by the iniquity of your traffic. Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of you. It shall devour you, and I will bring you to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold you. All they that know you among the people shall be astonished at you. You shall be a terror, and never shall you be any more. Again, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set your face against Sidon, and prophesy against it, and say, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I am against you, O Sidon, and I will be glorified in the midst of you, and they shall know that I am Yahuah, when I shall have executed judgments in her, and shall be sanctified in her. For I will send into her pestilence and blood into her streets, and the wounded shall be judged in the midst of her by the sword upon her on every side, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. And there shall be no more a pricking briar unto the house of Yasharel, nor any grieving thorn of all that are round about them, that despised them, and they shall know that I am Adonai Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, when I shall have gathered the house of Yasharel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen, then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Yaakov. And they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards. Yea, they shall dwell with confidence, when I have executed judgments upon all those that despise them round about. And they shall know that I am Yahuah their Elohim. Chapter 29. In the 10th year, in the 10th month, in the 12th day of the month, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set your face against Paro, king of Mitzrayim, and prophesy against him, and against all Mitzrayim. Speak and say, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I am against you, Paro, king of Mitzrayim, the great monster that lies in the midst of his rivers, which has said, My river is mine own, and I have made it for myself. But I will put hooks in your jaws, and I will cause the fish of your rivers to stick unto your scales. And I will bring you up out of the midst of your rivers, and all the fish of your rivers shall stick unto your scales. And I will leave you thrown into the wilderness, you and all the fish of your rivers. You shall fall upon the open fields. You shall not be brought together nor gathered. I have given you for meat to the beasts of the field and to the fowls of the heaven. And all the inhabitants of Mitzrayim shall know that I am Yahuah, because they have been a staff of reed to the house of Yasharel. When they took hold of you by your hand, you did break and rend all their shoulder, and when they leaned upon you, you broke and made all their loins to be at a stand. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I will bring a sword upon you, and cut off man and beast out of you, and the land of Mitzrayim shall be desolate and waste, and they shall know that I am Yahuah, because he has said, The river is mine, and I have made it. Behold, therefore I am against you, and against your rivers, and I will make the land of Mitzrayim utterly waste and desolate, from the tower of Seveneh even unto the border of Cush. No foot of man shall pass through it, nor foot of beast shall pass through it, neither shall it be inhabited 40 years. And I will make the land of Mitzrayim desolate in the midst of the countries that are desolate, and her cities among the cities that are laid waste shall be desolate 40 years. And I will scatter the Mitzri among the nations, and will disperse them through the countries. Yet thus said Adonai Yahuah, At the end of 40 years will I gather the Mitzri from the people whither they were scattered, and I will bring again the captivity of Mitzrayim, and will cause them to return into the land of Pethros, into the land of their habitation, and they shall be there a base kingdom. It shall be the basest of kingdoms, neither shall it exalt itself any more above the nations, for I will diminish them that they shall no more rule over the nations. And it shall be no more the confidence of the house of Yasharel, which brings their iniquity to remembrance when they shall look after them, but they shall know that I am Adonai Yahuah. And it came to pass in the 27th year, in the 1st month, in the 1st day of the month, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babel, caused his army to serve a great service against Sor. Every head was made bald, and every shoulder was peeled. Yet had he no wages, nor his army, for Sor, for the service that he had served against it. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I will give the land of Mitzrayim unto Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babel, and he shall take her multitude, and take her spoil, and take her prey, and it shall be the wages for his army. I have given him the land of Mitzrayim for his labor wherewith he served against it, because they wrought for me, said Adonai Yahuah. In that day I will cause the horn of the house of Yasharel to bud forth, and I will give you the opening of the mouth in the midst of them, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Chapter 30. The word of Yahuah came again unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Howl you, woe worth the day. For the day is near, even the day of Yahuah is near, a cloudy day. It shall be the time of the heathen, and the sword shall come upon Mitzrayim, and great pain shall be in Cush, when the slain shall fall in Mitzrayim, and they shall take away her multitude, and her foundations shall be broken down. Cush and Put and Lud, and all the mingled people, and Kub, and the men of the land that is in league, shall fall with them by the sword. Thus said Yahuah, They also that uphold Mitzrayim shall fall, and the pride of her power shall come down. From the tower of Sebaneh shall they fall in it by the sword, said Adonai Yahuah. And they shall be desolate in the midst of the countries that are desolate, and her cities shall be in the midst of the cities that are wasted. And they shall know that I am Yahuah, when I have set a fire in Mitzrayim, and when all her helpers shall be destroyed. In that day shall messengers go forth from me in ships, to make the careless Cush afraid, and great pain shall come upon them, as in the day of Mitzrayim. For lo, it comes. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, I will also make the multitude of Mitzrayim to cease by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babel. He and his people with him, the terrible of the nations, shall be brought to destroy the land. And they shall draw their swords against Mitzrayim, and fill the land with the slain. And I will make the rivers dry, and sell the land into the hand of the wicked. And I will make the land waste, and all that is therein, by the hand of strangers. I, Yahuah, have spoken it. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, I will also destroy the idols, and I will cause their images to cease out of Noph, and there shall be no more a prince of the land of Mitzrayim, and I will put a fear in the land of Mitzrayim. And I will make Pathros desolate, and will set fire in Soan, and will execute judgments in No. And I will pour my fury upon Sin, the strength of Mitzrayim, and I will cut off the multitude of No. And I will set fire in Mitzrayim. Sin shall have great pain, and No shall be rent asunder, and Noph shall have distresses daily. The young men of Awan and of Pi-beseth shall fall by the sword, and these cities shall go into captivity. At Tachpanches also the day shall be darkened, when I shall break there the yokes of Mitzrayim, and the pomp of her strength shall cease in her. As for her, a cloud shall cover her, and her daughters shall go into captivity. Thus will I execute judgments in Mitzrayim, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. And it came to pass in the 11th year, in the 1st month, in the 7th day of the month, that the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have broken the arm of Paro, king of Mitzrayim, and lo, it shall not be bound up to be healed, to put a roller to bind it, to make it strong to hold the sword. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I am against Paro, king of Mitzrayim, and will break his arms, the strong and that which was broken, and I will cause the sword to fall out of his hand. And I will scatter the Mitzrayim among the nations, and will disperse them through the countries. And I will strengthen the arms of the king of Babel, and put my sword in his hand. But I will break Paro's arms, and he shall groan before him with the groaning of a deadly wounded man. But I will strengthen the arms of the king of Babel, and the arms of Paro shall fall down. And they shall know that I am Yahuah, when I shall put my sword into the hand of the king of Babel, and he shall stretch it out upon the land of Mitzrayim. And I will scatter the Mitzrayim among the nations, and disperse them among the countries. And they shall know that I am Yahuah. Chapter 31. And it came to pass in the 11th year, in the 3rd month, in the 1st day of the month, that the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak unto Paro, king of Mitzrayim, and to his multitude, Whom are you like in your greatness? Behold, the Ashurn was a cedar in Lebanon with fair branches, and with a shadowing shroud, and of a high stature, and his top was among the thick boughs. The waters made him great. The deep set him up on high with her rivers running round about his plants, and sent her little rivers into all the trees of the field. Therefore his height was exalted above all the trees of the field, and his boughs were multiplied, and his branches became long because of the multitude of waters, when he shot forth. All the fowls of heaven made their nests in his boughs, and under his branches did all the beasts of the field bring forth their young, and under his shadow dwelt all great nations. Thus was he fair in his greatness, in the length of his branches, for his root was by great waters. The cedars in the garden of Elohim could not hide him. The fir trees were not like his boughs, and the chestnut trees were not like his branches, nor any tree in the garden of Elohim was like unto him in his beauty. I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches, so that all the trees of Eden that were in the garden of Elohim envied him. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, because you have lifted up yourself in height, and he has shot up his top among the thick boughs, and his heart is lifted up in his height. I have therefore delivered him into the hand of the mighty one of the heathen. He shall surely deal with him. I have driven him out for his wickedness, and strangers, the terrible of the nations, have cut him off, and have left him. Upon the mountains and in all the valleys his branches are fallen, and his boughs are broken by all the rivers of the land, and all the people of the earth are gone down from his shadow, and have left him. Upon his ruin shall all the fowls of the heaven remain, and all the beasts of the field shall be upon his branches, to the end that none of all the trees by the waters exalt themselves for their height, neither shoot up their top among the thick boughs, neither their trees stand up in their height, all that drink water. For they are all delivered unto death, into the nether parts of the earth, in the midst of the children of men, with them that go down to the pit. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, in the day when he went down to Sheol, I caused a mourning. I covered the deep for him, and I restrained the floods thereof. And the great waters were stayed, and I caused Lebanon to mourn for him, and all the trees of the field fainted for him. I made the nations to shake at the sound of his fall, when I cast him down to hell with them that descend into the pit. And all the trees of Eden, the choice and best of Lebanon, all that drink water, shall be comforted in the nether parts of the earth. They also went down into hell with him unto them that be slain with the sword, and they that were his arm, that dwelt under his shadow in the midst of the heathen. To whom are you thus like in glory and in greatness among the trees of Eden? Yet shall you be brought down with the trees of Eden unto the nether parts of the earth. Ye shall lie in the midst of the uncircumcised, with them that be slain by the sword. This is Paro and all his multitude, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 32. And it came to pass in the 12th year, in the 12th month, in the first day of the month, that the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation for Paro, king of Mitzrayim, and say unto him, You are like a young lion of the nations, and you are as a monster in the seas, and you came forth with your rivers, and troubled the waters with your feet, and fouled their rivers. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, I will therefore spread out my net over you with a company of many people, and they shall bring you up in my net. Then will I leave you upon the land. I will cast you forth upon the open field, and will cause all the fowls of the heaven to remain upon you. And I will fill the beasts of the whole earth with you. And I will lay your flesh upon the mountains, and fill the valleys with your height. I will also water with your blood the land wherein you swim, even to the mountains, and the rivers shall be full of you. And when I shall put you out, I will cover the heaven, and make the stars thereof dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. All the bright lights of heaven will I make dark over you, and set darkness upon your land, said Adonai Yahuah. I will also vex the hearts of many, when I shall bring your destruction among the nations, into the countries which you have not known. Yea, I will make many people amazed at you, and their kings shall be horribly afraid for you, when I shall brandish my sword before them, and they shall tremble at every moment, every man for his own life, in the day of your fall. For thus said Adonai Yahuah, the sword of the king of Babel shall come upon you. By the swords of the mighty will I cause your multitude to fall, the terrible of the nations, all of them, and they shall spoil the pomp of Mitzrayim, and all the multitude thereof shall be destroyed. I will destroy also all the beasts thereof from beside the great waters, neither shall the foot of man trouble them any more, nor the hoofs of beasts trouble them. Then will I make their waters deep, and cause their rivers to run like oil, said Adonai Yahuah. When I shall make the land of Mitzrayim desolate, and the country shall be destitute of what whereof it was full, when I shall smite all them that dwell therein, then shall they know that I am Yahuah. This is the lamentation wherewith they shall lament her. The daughters of the nations shall lament her. They shall lament for her, even for Mitzrayim, and for all her multitude, said Adonai Yahuah. It came to pass also in the 12th year, in the 15th day of the month, that the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, wail for the multitude of Mitzrayim, and cast them down, even her, and the daughters of the famous nations, unto the nether parts of the earth, with them that go down into the pit. Whom do you pass in beauty? Go down, and be you laid with the uncircumcised. They shall fall in the midst of them that are slain by the sword. She is delivered to the sword. Draw her and all her multitudes. The strong among the mighty shall speak to him out of the midst of Sheol, with them that help him. They are gone down. They lie uncircumcised, slain by the sword. Ashur is there and all her company. His graves are about him, all them slain, fallen by the sword, whose graves are set in the sides of the pit, and her company is round about her grave, all of them slain, fallen by the sword, which caused terror in the land of the living. There is Elam and all her multitude round about her grave, all of them slain, fallen by the sword, which are gone down uncircumcised into the nether parts of the earth, which caused their terror in the land of the living, yet have they borne their shame with them that go down to the pit. They have set her a bed in the midst of the slain with all her multitude. Her graves are round about him, all of them uncircumcised, slain by the sword. Though their terror was caused in the land of the living, yet have they borne their shame with them that go down to the pit. He is put in the midst of them that be slain. There is Meshech, Tubal, and all her multitude. Her graves are round about him, all of them uncircumcised, slain by the sword, though they caused their terror in the land of the living. And they shall not lie with the mighty that are fallen of the uncircumcised, which are gone down to Sheol with their weapons of war. And they have laid their swords under their heads, but their iniquities shall be upon their bones, though they were the terror of the mighty in the land of the living. Yea, you shall be broken in the midst of the uncircumcised, and shall lie with them that are slain with the sword. There is Edom, her kings, and all her princes, which with their might are laid by them that were slain by the sword. They shall lie with the uncircumcised, and with them that go down to the pit. There be the princes of the north, all of them, and of the Sidoni, which are gone down with the slain. With their terror they are ashamed of their might, and they lie uncircumcised with them that be slain by the sword, and bear their shame with them that go down to the pit. Paro shall see them, and shall be comforted over all his multitude, even Paro and all his army slain by the sword, said Adonai Yahuah. For I have caused my terror in the land of the living, and he shall be laid in the midst of the uncircumcised with them that are slain with the sword, even Paro and all his multitude, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 33. Again the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of your people, and say unto them, When I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coasts, and set him for their watchman, if, when he sees the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet, and warn the people, then whosoever hears the sound of the trumpet, and takes not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. If he heard the sound of the trumpet, and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him, but he that takes warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman see the sword come, and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. So you, O son of man, I have set you a watchman unto the house of Yasharel. Therefore you shall hear the word at my mouth, and warn them from me. When I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, you shall surely die, if you do not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at your hand. Nevertheless, if you warn the wicked of his way to turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity, but you have delivered your soul. Therefore, O you son of man, speak unto the house of Yasharel. Thus ye speak, saying, If our transgressions and our sins be upon us, and we pine away in them, how should we then live? Say unto them, As I live, said Adonai Yahuah, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn you from your evil ways, for why will you die, O house of Yasharel? Therefore, you son of man, say unto the children of your people, The righteousness of the righteous shall not deliver him in the day of his transgression. As for the wickedness of the wicked, he shall not fall thereby in the day that he turns from his wickedness, neither shall the righteous be able to live for his righteousness in the day that he sins. When I shall say to the righteous that he shall surely live, if he trust to his own righteousness and commit iniquity, all his righteousness shall not be remembered, but for his iniquity that he has committed, he shall die for it. Again, when I say unto the wicked, You shall surely die, if he turn from his sin and do that which is lawful and right, if the wicked restore the pledge, give again that he had robbed, walk in the statutes of life, without committing iniquity, he shall surely live, he shall not die. None of his sins that he has committed shall be mentioned unto him. He has done that which is lawful and right, he shall surely live. Yet the children of your people say, The way of Adonai is not equal, but as for them, their way is not equal. When the righteous turns from his righteousness and commits iniquity, he shall even die thereby. But if the wicked turn from his wickedness and do that which is lawful and right, he shall live thereby. Yet you say, The way of Adonai is not equal. O you house of Yasharel, I will judge you every one after his ways. And it came to pass in the 12th year of our captivity, in the 10th month, in the 5th day of the month, that one that had escaped out of Jerusalem came unto me, saying, The city is smitten. Now the hand of Yahuah was upon me in the evening, afore he had that was escaped came, and had opened my mouth until he came to me in the morning, and my mouth was opened, and I was no more dumb. Then the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, they that inhabit those wastes of the land of Yasharel speak, saying, Abraham was one, and he inherited the land, but we are many. The land is given us for inheritance. Wherefore say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, You eat with the blood, and lift up your eyes toward your idols, and shed blood, and shall you possess the land? You stand upon your sword, you work abomination, and you defile everyone his neighbor's wife. And shall you possess the land? Say you thus unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, As I live, surely they that are in the wastes shall fall by the sword, and him that is in the open field will I give to the beasts to be devoured, and they that be in the forts and in the caves shall die of the pestilence. For I will lay the land most desolate, and the pomp of her strength shall cease, and the mountains of Yasharel shall be desolate, that none shall pass through. Then shall they know that I am Yahuah, when I have laid the land most desolate because of all their idolatry which they have committed. Also, you son of man, the children of your people still are talking against you by the walls, and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that comes forth from Yahuah. And they come unto you as the people comes, and they sit before you as my people, and they hear your words. But they will not do them, for with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goes after their covetousness. And lo, you are unto them as a very lovely song of one that has a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument, for they hear your words, but they do them not. And when this comes to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet has been among them. Chapter 34. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Yasharel. Prophesy, and say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah unto the shepherds, Woe be to the shepherds of Yasharel that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flocks? You eat the fat, and you clothe you with the wool. You kill them that are fed, but you feed not the flock. The diseased have you not strengthened, neither have you healed that which was sick, neither have you bound up that which was broken, neither have you brought again that which was driven away, neither have you sought that which was lost, but with force and with cruelty have you ruled them. And they were scattered, because there is no shepherd, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field, when they were scattered. My sheep wandered through all the mountains and upon every high hill. Yea, my flock was scattered upon all the face of the earth, and none did search or seek after them. Therefore, you shepherds, hear the word of Yahuah. As I live, said Adonai Yahuah, surely because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field, because there was no shepherd, neither did my shepherds search for my flock, but the shepherds fed themselves, and fed not my flock. Therefore, O you shepherds, hear the word of Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I am against the shepherds, and I will require my flock at their hand, and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. Neither shall the shepherds feed themselves any more, for I will deliver my flock from their mouth, that they may not be meat for them. For thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out. As a shepherd seeks out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep, and will deliver them out of all the places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. And I will bring them out from the people, and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land, and feed them upon the mountains of Yasharel by the rivers, and in all the inhabited places of the country. I will feed them in a good pasture, and upon the high mountains of Yasharel shall their fold be. There shall they lie in a good fold, and in a fat pasture shall they feed upon the mountains of Yasharel. I will feed my flock, and I will cause them to lie down, said Adonai Yahuah. I will seek that which was lost, and bring again that which was driven away. And I will bind up that which was broken, and will strengthen that which was sick. But I will destroy the fat and the strong. I will feed them with judgment. And as for you, O my flock, thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I judge between cattle and cattle, between the rams and the he-goats. Seems it a small thing unto you to have eaten up the good pasture, but you must tread down with your feet the residue of your pastures? And to have drunk of the deep waters, but you must foul the residue with your feet? And as for my flock, they eat that which ye have trodden with your feet, and they drink that which ye have fouled with your feet. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah unto them, Behold, I, even I, will judge between the fat cattle and between the lean cattle. Because ye have thrust with side and with shoulder, and pushed all the diseased with your horns, till ye have scattered them abroad. Therefore will I save my flock, and they shall no more be a prey, and I will judge between cattle and cattle. And I will set up one shepherd over them, and he shall feed them, even my servant David. He shall feed them, and he shall be their shepherd. And I, Yahuah, will be their Elohim, and my servant David a prince among them. I, Yahuah, have spoken it. And I will make with them a covenant of peace, and will cause the evil beasts to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the wilderness, and sleep in the woods. And I will make them and the places round about my hill a blessing, and I will cause the shower to come down in his season. There shall be showers of blessing. And the tree of the field shall yield her fruit, and the earth shall yield her increase. And they shall be safe in their land, and shall know that I am Yahuah, when I have broken the bands of their yoke, and delivered them out of the hand of those that served themselves of them. And they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beast of the land devour them. But they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. And I will raise up for them a plant of renown, and they shall be no more consumed with hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen any more. Thus shall they know that I, Yahuah, their Elohim, am with them, and that they, even the house of Yasharel, are my people, said Adonai Yahuah. And you, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your Elohim, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 35. Moreover, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set your face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against you, and I will stretch out mine hand against you, and I will make you most desolate. I will lay your cities waste, and you shall be desolate, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. Because you have had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Yasharel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said Adonai Yahuah, I will prepare you unto blood, and blood shall pursue you. Since you have not hated blood, even blood shall pursue you. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passes out and him that returns. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In your hills and in your valleys, and in all your rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make you perpetual desolations, and your cities shall not return, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. Because you have said, These 2 nations and these 2 countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yahuah was there. Therefore, as I live, said Adonai Yahuah, I will even do according to your anger, and according to your envy, which you have used out of your hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them, when I have judged you. And you shall know that I am Yahuah, and that I have heard all your blasphemies, which you have spoken against the mountains of Yasharel, saying, They are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, When the whole earth rejoices, I will make you desolate. As you did rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Yasharel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto you. You shall be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Edom, even all of it, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Chapter 36. Also, you son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Yasharel, and say, You mountains of Yasharel, hear the word of Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Because the enemy has said against you, Aha! Even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Therefore prophesy and say, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Because they have made you desolate, and swallowed you up on every side, that you might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and you are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people. Therefore, you mountains of Yasharel, hear the word of Adonai Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, to the desolate places and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Edom, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. Prophesy therefore concerning the land of Yasharel, and say unto the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because you have borne the shame of the heathen. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, I have lifted up mine hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame. But you, O mountains of Yasharel, you shall shoot forth your branches, and yield your fruit to my people of Yasharel, for they are at hand to come. For behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown. And I will multiply men upon you, all the house of Yasharel, even all of it, and the cities shall be inhabited, and the wastes shall be built. And I will multiply you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit. And I will settle you after your old estates, and will do better unto you than at your beginnings, and ye shall know that I am Yahuah. Yea, I will cause men to walk upon you, even my people Yasharel, and they shall possess you, and you shall be their inheritance, and you shall no more henceforth bereave them of men. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, because they say unto you, You land, devour up men, and has bereaved your nations, therefore you shall devour men no more, neither bereave your nations any more, said Adonai Yahuah. Neither will I cause men to hear in you the shame of the heathen any more, neither shall you bear the reproach of the people any more, neither shall you cause your nations to fall any more, said Adonai Yahuah. Moreover, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, when the house of Yasharel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way and by their doings. Their way was before me as the uncleanness of a removed woman. Wherefore I poured my fury upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land, and for their idols wherewith they had polluted it. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries. According to their way and according to their doings I judged them. And when they entered unto the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said unto them, These are the people of Yahuah, and are gone forth out of his land. But I had pity for mine holy name, which the house of Yasharel had profaned among the heathen, whither they went. Therefore say unto the house of Yasharel, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Yasharel, but for mine holy name's sake, which you have profaned among the heathen, whither you went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahuah, said Adonai Yahuah, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. For I will take you from among the heathen, and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new ruach will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my ruach within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. And you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your Elohim. I will also save you from all your uncleanness, and I will call for the corn, and will increase it, and lay no famine upon you. And I will multiply the fruit of the tree, and the increase of the field, that you shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. Then shall you remember your own evil ways, and your doings that were not good, and shall detest yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your idolatry. Not for your sakes do I do this, said Adonai Yahuah. Be it known unto you, be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Yasharel. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the wastes shall be built, and the desolate land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by. And they shall say, This land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden, and the waste and desolate and ruined cities are become fenced and are inhabited. Then the heathen that are left round about you shall know that I, Yahuah, build the ruined places and plant that was desolate. I, Yahuah, have spoken it, and I will do it. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, I will yet for this be inquired of by the house of Yasharel, to do it for them. I will increase them with men like a flock. As the holy flock, as the flock of Jerusalem in her solemn feasts, so shall the waste cities be filled with flocks of men, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Chapter 37. The hand of Yahuah was upon me, and carried me out in the ruach of Yahuah, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Adonai Yahuah, you know. Again he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O you dry bones, hear the word of Yahuah. Thus said Adonai Yahuah unto these bones, Behold, I will cause ruach to enter into you, and you shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put ruach in you, and you shall live, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no ruach in them. Then said he unto me, Prophesy unto the ruach, prophesy, son of man, and say to the ruach, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Come from the four ruach, O ruach, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the ruach came into them, and they lived, and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Yasharel. Behold, they say, Our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Yasharel. And you shall know that I am Yahuah when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my ruach in you, and you shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall you know that I, Yahuah, have spoken it and performed it, said Yahuah. The word of Yahuah came again unto me, saying, Moreover, you son of man, take you one stick, and write upon it, for Yehudah, and for the children of Yasharel his companions. Then take another stick, and write upon it, for Yosef, the king of Ephraim, and for all the house of Yasharel his companions. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in your hand. And when the children of your people shall speak unto you, saying, Will you not show us what you mean by these? Say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I will take the stick of Yosef, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Yasharel his fellows, and will put them with me, even with the stick of Yehudah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks whereon you write shall be in your hand before their eyes. And say unto them, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I will take the children of Yasharel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Yasharel, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their Elohim. And David my servant shall be king over them, and they shall all have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments, and observe my statutes, and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Yaakov my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt. And they shall dwell therein, even they and their children, and their children's children forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them. Yea, I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, Yahuah, do sanctify Yasharel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. Chapter 38. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set your face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief priest of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I am against you, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn you back, and put hooks into your jaws, and I will bring you forth, and all your army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Paras, Cush, and Put with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah, of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with you. Be you prepared, and prepare for yourself, you and all your company that are assembled unto you, and be you a guard unto them. After many days you shall be visited. In the latter years you shall come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Yasharel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. You shall ascend and come like a storm. You shall be like a cloud to cover the land, you and all your bands, and many people with you. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into your mind, and you shall think an evil thought. And you shall say, I will go up to the land of villages without walls. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn your hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. Sheba and Dedan, and the merchants of Tarshish, with all the young lions thereof, shall say unto you, Are you come to take a spoil? Have you gathered your company to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? Therefore, son of man, prophesy and say unto Gog, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, In that day when my people of Yasharel dwell safely, shall you not know it? And you shall come from your place out of the north parts, you and many people with you, all of them riding upon horses, a great company and a mighty army. And ye shall come up against my people of Yasharel, as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days, and I will bring you against my land, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in you, O Gog, before their eyes. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Are you he of whom I have spoken in old time by my servants the prophets of Yasharel, which prophesied in those days many years that I would bring you against them? And it shall come to pass at the same time, when Gog shall come against the land of Yasharel, said Adonai Yahuah, that my fury shall come up in my face. For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Yasharel, so that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth and all the men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake at my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, said Adonai Yahuah. Every man's sword shall be against his brother. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands, and upon the many people that are with him, an overflowing rain, and great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Chapter 39. Therefore, you son of man, prophesy against Gog, and say, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I am against you, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn you back, and leave but the sixth part of you, and will cause you to come up from the north parts, and will bring you upon the mountains of Yasharel. And I will smite your bow out of your left hand, and will cause your arrows to fall out of your right hand. You shall fall upon the mountains of Yasharel, you and all your bands, and the people that is with you. I will give you unto the ravenous birds of every sort, and to the beasts of the field to be devoured. Ye shall fall upon the open field, for I have spoken it, said Adonai Yahuah. And I will send a fire on Magog, and among them that dwell carelessly in the isles, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. So will I make my holy name known in the midst of my people Yasharel, and I will not let them pollute my holy name any more. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahuah, the Kadosh in Yasharel. Behold, it is come, and it is done, said Adonai Yahuah. This is the day whereof I have spoken. And they that dwell in the cities of Yasharel shall go forth, and shall set on fire and burn the weapons, both the shields and the bucklers, the bows and the arrows, and the handstaves and the spears, and they shall burn them with fire 7 years, so that they shall take no wood out of the field, neither cut down any out of the forests. For they shall burn the weapons with fire, and they shall spoil those that spoiled them, and rob those that robbed them, said Adonai Yahuah. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place thereof graves in Yasharel, the valley of the passengers on the east of the sea, and it shall stop the noses of the passengers, and there shall they bury Gog and all his multitude, and they shall call it the valley of Haman Gog. And 7 months shall the house of Yasharel be burying of them, that they may cleanse the land. Yea, all the people of the land shall bury them, and it shall be to them a renown the day that I shall be glorified, said Adonai Yahuah. And they shall sever out men of continual employment, passing through the land, to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search. And the passengers that pass through the land, when any sees a man's bone, then shall he set up a sign by it, till the buriers have buried in the valley of Haman Gog. And also the name of the city shall be Hamon-nah, thus shall they cleanse the land. And you, son of man, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field, assemble yourselves and come, gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice, that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Yasharel, that you may eat flesh and drink blood. You shall eat the flesh of the mighty, and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, and of goats, of bullocks, all of them fatlings of Bashan. And you shall eat fat till you be full, and drink blood till you be drunken of my sacrifice which I have sacrificed for you. Thus you shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men and with all men of war, said Adonai Yahuah. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. So the house of Yasharel shall know that I am Yahuah, their Elohim, from that day and forward. And the heathen shall know that the house of Yasharel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. According to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. Therefore, thus said Adonai Yahuah, now will I bring again the captivity of Yaakov, and have mercy upon the whole house of Yasharel, and will be jealous for my holy name. After that they have borne their shame and all their trespasses whereby they have trespassed against me, when they dwelt safely in their land, and none made them afraid. When I have brought them again from the people, and gathered them out of their enemies' lands, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations. Then shall they know that I am Yahuah their Elohim, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. But I have gathered them unto their own land, and have left none of them any more there. Neither will I hide my face any more from them, for I have poured out my Ruach upon the house of Yasharel, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 40. In the 25th year of our captivity, in the beginning of the year, in the 10th day of the month, in the 14th year after that the city was smitten, in the selfsame day the hand of Yahuah was upon me, and brought me thither. In the visions of Elohim brought he me into the land of Yasharel, and set me upon a very high mountain, by which was the frame of a city on the south. And he brought me thither, and behold, there was a man, whose appearance was like the appearance of brass, with a line of flax in his hand, and a measuring reed, and he stood in the gate. And the man said unto me, Son of man, behold with your eyes, and hear with your ears, and set your heart upon all that I shall show you. For to the intent that I might show them unto you art you brought hither. Declare all that you see to the house of Yasharel. And behold, a wall on the outside of the house round about, and in the man's hand a measuring reed of 6 cubits long, by the cubit and a handbreadth. So he measured the breadth of the building, 1 reed, and the height, 1 reed. Then came he unto the gate which looks toward the east, and went up the stairs thereof, and measured the threshold of the gate, which was 1 reed broad, and the other threshold of the gate, which was 1 reed broad. And every little chamber was 1 reed long, and 1 reed broad, and between the little chambers were 5 cubits, and the threshold of the gate by the porch of the gate within was 1 reed. He measured also the porch of the gate within, 1 reed. Then measured he the porch of the gate 8 cubits, and the posts thereof 2 cubits, and the porch of the gate was inward. And the little chambers of the gate eastward were 3 on this side, and 3 on that side. They 3 were of 1 measure, and the posts had 1 measure on this side and on that side. And he measured the breadth of the entry of the gate, 10 cubits, and the length of the gate, 13 cubits. The space also before the little chambers was 1 cubit on this side, and the space was 1 cubit on that side. And the little chambers were 6 cubits on this side, and 6 cubits on that side. He measured then the gate from the roof of 1 little chamber to the roof of another. The breadth was 25 cubits, door against door. He made also posts of 60 cubits, even unto the post of the court round about the gate. And from the face of the gate of the entrance unto the face of the porch of the inner gate were 50 cubits. And there were narrow windows to the little chambers, and to their posts within the gate round about, and likewise to the arches, and windows were round about inward, and upon each post were palm trees. Then brought he me into the outward court, and lo, there were chambers, and a pavement made for the court round about. 30 chambers were upon the pavement. And the pavement by the side of the gates, over against the length of the gates, was the lower pavement. Then he measured the breadth from the forefront of the lower gate unto the forefront of the inner court without, 100 cubits eastward and northward. And the gate of the outward court that looked toward the north, he measured the length thereof, and the breadth thereof. And the little chambers thereof were 3 on this side, and 3 on that side. And the posts thereof, and the arches thereof, were after the measure of the first gate. The length thereof was 50 cubits, and the breadth 25 cubits. And their windows, and their arches, and their palm trees were after the measure of the gate that looks toward the east. And they went up unto it by 7 steps, and the arches thereof were before them. And the gate of the inner court was over against the gate toward the north and toward the east, and he measured from gate to gate 100 cubits. After that he brought me toward the south, and behold, a gate toward the south, and he measured the posts thereof and the arches thereof according to these measures. And there were windows in it, and in the arches thereof round about, like those windows. The length was 50 cubits, and the breadth 25 cubits. And there were 7 steps to go up to it, and the arches thereof were before them. And it had palm trees, one on this side, and another on that side, upon the posts thereof. And there was a gate in the inner court toward the south, and he measured from gate to gate toward the south 100 cubits. And he brought me to the inner court by the south gate, and he measured the south gate according to these measures. And the little chambers thereof, and the posts thereof, and the arches thereof, according to these measures. And there were windows in it, and in the arches thereof round about. It was 50 cubits long, and 25 cubits broad. And the arches round about were 25 cubits long, and 5 cubits broad. And the arches thereof were toward the utter court, and palm trees were upon the posts thereof, and the going up to it had 8 steps. And he brought me into the inner court toward the east, and he measured the gate according to these measures. And the little chambers thereof, and the posts thereof, and the arches thereof, were according to these measures. And there were windows therein, and in the arches thereof round about. It was 50 cubits long, and 25 cubits broad. And the arches thereof were toward the outward court, and palm trees were upon the posts thereof, on this side and on that side, and the going up to it had 8 steps. And he brought me to the north gate, and measured it according to these measures. The little chambers thereof, the posts thereof, and the arches thereof, and the windows to it round about. The length was 50 cubits, and the breadth 25 cubits. And the posts thereof were toward the utter court, and palm trees were upon the posts thereof, on this side and on that side, and the going up to it had 8 steps. And the chambers and the entries thereof were by the posts of the gates, where they washed the burnt offering. And in the porch of the gate were 2 tables on this side, and 2 tables on that side, to slay thereon the burnt offering, and the sin offering, and the trespass offering. And at the side without, as one goes up to the entry of the north gate, were 2 tables, and on the other side, which was at the porch of the gate, were 2 tables. 4 tables were on this side, and 4 tables on that side, by the side of the gate. 8 tables whereupon they slew their sacrifices. And the 4 tables were of hewn stone for the burnt offering, of 1.5 cubits long, and 1.5 cubits broad, and 1 cubit high. Whereupon also they laid the instruments wherewith they slew the burnt offering and the sacrifice. And within were hooks, 1 hand broad, fastened round about, and upon the tables was the flesh of the offering. And without the inner gate were the chambers of the singers in the inner court, which was at the side of the north gate, and their prospect was toward the south, one at the side of the east gate having the prospect toward the north. And he said unto me, This chamber, whose prospect is toward the south, is for the Kohen, the keepers of the charge of the house. And the chamber whose prospect is toward the north is for the Kohen, the keepers of the charge of the altar. These are the son of Tzedek among the sons of Leui, which come near to Yahuah to minister unto him. So he measured the court, 100 cubits long, and 100 cubits broad, foursquare, and the altar that was before the house. And he brought me to the porch of the house, and measured each post of the porch, 5 cubits on this side, and 5 cubits on that side. And the breadth of the gate was 3 cubits on this side, and 3 cubits on that side. The length of the porch was 20 cubits, and the breadth 11 cubits. And he brought me by the steps whereby they went up to it, and there were pillars by the posts, one on this side, and another on that side. Chapter 41. Afterward he brought me to the temple, and measured the posts, 6 cubits broad on the one side, and 6 cubits broad on the other side, which was the breadth of the tabernacle. And the breadth of the door was 10 cubits, and the sides of the door were 5 cubits on the one side, and 5 cubits on the other side. And he measured the length thereof 40 cubits, and the breadth 20 cubits. Then went he inward, and measured the post of the door 2 cubits, and the door 6 cubits, and the breadth of the door 7 cubits. So he measured the length thereof 20 cubits, and the breadth 20 cubits, before the temple, and he said unto me, This is the most holy place. After he measured the wall of the house 6 cubits, and the breadth of every side chamber 4 cubits, round about the house on every side. And the side chambers were 3, one over another, and 30 in order. And they entered into the wall which was of the house for the side chambers round about, that they might have hold, but they had not hold in the wall of the house. And there was an enlarging and a winding about still upward to the side chambers. For the winding about of the house went still upward round about the house. Therefore the breadth of the house was still upward, and so increased from the lowest chamber to the highest by the midst. I saw also the height of the house round about. The foundations of the side chambers were a full reed of 6 great cubits. The thickness of the wall, which was for the side chamber without, was 5 cubits, and that which was left was the place of the side chambers that were within. And between the chambers was the wideness of 20 cubits round about the house on every side. And the doors of the side chambers were toward the place that was left, one door toward the north, and another door toward the south. And the breadth of the place that was left was 5 cubits round about. Now the building that was before the separate place at the end toward the west was 70 cubits broad, and the wall of the building was 5 cubits thick round about, and the length thereof 90 cubits. So he measured the house 100 cubits long, and the separate place, and the building, with the walls thereof 100 cubits long. Also the breadth of the face of the house, and of the separate place toward the east, 100 cubits. And he measured the length of the building over against the separate place which was behind it, and the galleries thereof on the one side and on the other side, 100 cubits, with the inner temple and the porches of the court. The doorposts and the narrow windows and the galleries round about on their 3 stories over against the door, sealed with wood round about, and from the ground up to the windows, and the windows were covered, to that above the door, even unto the inner house and without, and by all the wall round about within and without, by measure. And it was made with cherub and palm trees, so that a palm tree was between a cherub, and every cherub had 2 faces, so that the face of a man was toward the palm tree on the one side, and the face of a young lion toward the palm tree on the other side. It was made through all the house round about. From the ground unto above the door were cherub and palm trees made, and on the wall of the temple. The posts of the temple were squared, and the face of the sanctuary, the appearance of the one as the appearance of the other. The altar of wood was 3 cubits high, and the length thereof 2 cubits, and the corners thereof, and the length thereof, and the walls thereof were of wood. And he said unto me, This is the table that is before Yahuah. And the temple and the sanctuary had 2 doors, and the doors had 2 leaves apiece, 2 turning leaves, 2 leaves for the one door, and 2 leaves for the other door. And there were made on them, on the doors of the temple, cherub and palm trees, like as were made upon the walls. And there were thick planks upon the face of the porch without. And there were narrow windows and palm trees on the one side and on the other side, on the sides of the porch, and upon the side chambers of the house, and thick planks. Chapter 42. Then he brought me forth into the outer court, the way toward the north, and he brought me into the chamber that was over against the separate place, and which was before the building toward the north. Before the length of 100 cubits was the north door, and the breadth was 50 cubits. Over against the 20 cubits which were for the inner court, and over against the pavement which was for the outer court, was gallery against gallery in 3 stories. And before the chambers was a walk to 10 cubits breadth inward, a way of 1 cubit, and their doors toward the north. Now the upper chambers were shorter, for the galleries were higher than these, than the lower, and than the middlemost of the building. For they were in 3 stories, but had not pillars, as the pillars of the courts. Therefore the building was straitened more than the lowest, and the middlemost from the ground. And the wall that was without over against the chambers, toward the utter court on the forepart of the chambers, the length thereof was 50 cubits. For the length of the chambers that were in the utter court was 50 cubits, and lo, before the temple were 100 cubits. And from under these chambers was the entry on the east side, as one goes into them from the utter court. The chambers were in the thickness of the wall of the court toward the east, over against the separate place, and over against the building. And the way before them was like the appearance of the chambers which were toward the north, as long as they, and as broad as they, and all their goings out were both according to their fashions, and according to their doors. And according to the doors of the chambers that were toward the south was a door in the head of the way, even the way directly before the wall toward the east, as one enters into them. Then said he unto me, The north chambers and the south chambers, which are before the separate place, they be holy chambers, where the Kohen that approach unto Yahuah shall eat the most holy things. There shall they lay the most holy things, and the meat offering, and the sin offering, and the trespass offering, for the place is holy. When the Kohen enter therein, then shall they not go out of the holy place into the utter court, but there they shall lay their garments wherein they minister, for they are holy, and shall put on other garments, and shall approach to those things which are for the people. Now, when he had made an end of measuring the inner house, he brought me forth toward the gate whose prospect is toward the east, and measured it round about. He measured the east side with the measuring reed, 500 reeds, with the measuring reed round about. He measured the north side, 500 reeds, with the measuring reed round about. He measured the south side, 500 reeds, with the measuring reed. He turned about to the west side and measured 500 reeds with the measuring reed. He measured it by the 4 sides. It had a wall round about, 500 reeds long and 500 broad, to make a separation between the sanctuary and the profane place. Chapter 43. Afterward he brought me to the gate, even the gate that looks toward the east. And behold, the glory of the Elohim of Yasharel came from the way of the east, and his voice was like a noise of many waters, and the earth shined with his glory. And it was according to the appearance of the vision which I saw, even according to the vision that I saw when I came to destroy the city. And the visions were like the vision that I saw by the river Dabar, and I fell upon my face. And the glory of Yahuah came into the house by the way of the gate whose prospect is toward the east. So the Ruach took me up and brought me into the inner court, and behold, the glory of Yahuah filled the house. And I heard him speaking unto me out of the house, and the man stood by me. And he said unto me, Son of man, the place of my throne, and the place of the soles of my feet, where I will dwell in the midst of the children of Yasharel forever. And my holy name shall the house of Yasharel no more defile, neither they nor their kings by their idolatry, nor by the carcasses of their kings in their high places, in their setting of their threshold by my thresholds, and their post by my posts. And the wall between me and them, they have even defiled my holy name by their idolatry that they have committed, wherefore I have consumed them in mine anger. Now let them put away their idolatry and the carcasses of their kings far from me, and I will dwell in the midst of them forever. You, son of man, show the house to the house of Yasharel, that they may be ashamed of their iniquities, and let them measure the pattern. And if they be ashamed of all that they have done, show them the form of the house, and the fashion thereof, and the goings out thereof, and the comings in thereof, and all the forms thereof, and all the ordinances thereof, and all the forms thereof, and all the laws thereof, and write it in their sight, that they may keep the whole form thereof, and all the ordinances thereof, and do them. This is the law of the house. Upon the top of the mountain, the whole limit thereof round about shall be most holy. Behold, this is the law of the house. And these are the measures of the altar after the cubits. The cubit is a cubit and a handbreadth. Even the bottom shall be a cubit, and the breadth a cubit, and the border thereof by the edge thereof round about shall be a span. And this shall be the higher place of the altar. And from the bottom upon the ground, even to the lower settle, shall be 2 cubits, and the breadth 1 cubit, and from the lesser settle even to the greater settle shall be 4 cubits, and the breadth 1 cubit. So the altar shall be 4 cubits, and from the altar and upward shall be 4 horns. And the altar shall be 12 cubits long, 12 broad, square in the 4 squares thereof. And the settle shall be 14 cubits long, and 14 broad in the 4 squares thereof. And the border about it shall be half a cubit, and the bottom thereof shall be a cubit about, and his stairs shall look toward the east. And he said unto me, Son of man, thus said Adonai Yahuah, these are the ordinances of the altar in the day when they shall make it, to offer burnt offerings thereon, and to sprinkle blood thereon. And ye shall give to the Kohen, the Leui, that be of the seed of Tzedek, which approach unto me, to minister unto me, said Adonai Yahuah, a young bullock for a sin offering. And ye shall take the blood thereof, and put it on the 4 horns of it, and on the 4 corners of the settle, and upon the border round about. Thus shall you cleanse and purge it. Ye shall take the bullock also of the sin offering, and he shall burn it in the appointed place of the house, without the sanctuary. And on the 2nd day you shall offer a kid of the goats without blemish for a sin offering, and they shall cleanse the altar, as they did cleanse it with the bullock. When ye have made an end of cleansing it, you shall offer a young bullock without blemish, and a ram out of the flock without blemish. And ye shall offer them before Yahuah, and the Kohen shall cast salt upon them, and they shall offer them up for a burnt offering unto Yahuah. 7 days shall you prepare every day a goat for a sin offering. They shall also prepare a young bullock, and a ram out of the flock without blemish. 7 days shall they purge the altar and purify it, and they shall consecrate themselves. And when these days are expired, it shall be that upon the 8th day, and so forward, the Kohen shall make your burnt offerings upon the altar, and your peace offerings, and I will accept you, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 44. Then he brought me back the way of the gate of the outward sanctuary, which looks toward the east, and it was shut. Then said Yahuah unto me, This gate shall be shut, it shall not be opened, and no man shall enter in by it, because Yahuah, the Elohim of Yasharel, hath entered in by it. Therefore it shall be shut. It is for the prince. The prince, he shall sit in it to eat bread before Yahuah. He shall enter by the way of the porch of that gate, and shall go out by the way of the same. Then brought he me the way of the north gate before the house. And I looked, and behold, the glory of Yahuah filled the house of Yahuah, and I fell upon my face. And Yahuah said unto me, Son of man, mark well, and behold with your eyes, and hear with your ears all that I say unto you concerning all of the ordinances of the house of Yahuah, and all the Torah thereof, and mark well the entering in of the house, with every going forth of the sanctuary. And you shall say to the rebellious, even to the house of Yasharel, Thus said Adonai Yahuah, O you house of Yasharel, let it suffice you of all your idolatry, in that you have brought into my sanctuary strangers, uncircumcised in heart and uncircumcised in flesh, to be in my sanctuary, to pollute it, even my house, when you offer my bread, the fat and the blood, and they have broken my covenant because of all your idolatry. And you have not kept the charge of mine holy things, but you have set keepers of my charge in my sanctuary for yourselves. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, no stranger, uncircumcised in heart nor uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary, of any stranger that is among the children of Yasharel. And the Leoi that are gone away far from me, when Yasharel went astray, which went astray away from me after their idols, they shall even bear their iniquity. Yet they shall be ministers in my sanctuary, having charge at the gates of the house, and ministering to the house. They shall slay the burnt offering and the sacrifice for the people, and they shall stand before them to minister unto them. Because they ministered unto them before their idols, and caused the house of Yasharel to fall into iniquity. Therefore have I lifted up mine hand against them, said Adonai Yahuah, and they shall bear their iniquity. And they shall not come near unto me, to do the office of the Kohen unto me, nor to come near to any of my holy things, in the most holy place, but they shall bear their shame and their idolatry which they have committed. But I will make them keepers of the charge of the house, for all the service thereof, and for all that shall be done therein. But the Kohen, the Leoi, the sons of Tzadok, that kept the charge of my sanctuary when the children of Yasharel went astray from me, they shall come near to me to minister unto me, and they shall stand before me to offer unto me the fat and the blood, said Adonai Yahuah. And they shall enter into my sanctuary, and they shall come near to my table to minister unto me, and they shall keep my charge. And it shall come to pass that when they enter in at the gates of the inner court, they shall be clothed with linen garments, and no wool shall come upon them, whiles they minister in the gates of the inner court and within. They shall have linen bonnets upon their heads, and shall have linen breeches upon their loins. They shall not gird themselves with anything that causes sweat. And when they go forth into the utter court, even into the utter court to the people, they shall put off their garments wherein they ministered, and lay them in the holy chambers. And they shall put on other garments, and they shall not sanctify the people with their garments. Neither shall they shave their heads, nor suffer their locks to grow long. They shall only poll their heads. Neither shall any Kohen drink wine when they enter into the inner court. Neither shall they take for their wives a widow, nor her that is put away. But they shall take maidens of the seed of the house of Yasharel, or a widow that had a Kohen before. And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. And in controversy they shall stand in judgment, and they shall judge it according to my judgments. And they shall keep my Torah and my statutes in all mine solemn feasts, and they shall hallow my Shabbath. And they shall come at no dead person to defile themselves, but for father or for mother, or for son or for daughter, for brother or for sister that has had no husband, they may defile themselves. And after he is cleansed, they shall reckon unto him 7 days. And in the day that he goes into the sanctuary, unto the inner court, to minister in the sanctuary, he shall offer his sin offering, said Adonai Yahuah. And it shall be unto them for an inheritance. I am their inheritance, and ye shall give them no possession in Yasharel. I am their possession. And they shall eat the meat offering, and the sin offering, and the trespass offering, and every dedicated thing in Yasharel shall be theirs. And the first of all the first fruits of all things, and every oblation of every sort of your oblations, shall be the Kohen's. Ye shall also give unto the Kohen the first of your dough, that he may cause the blessing to rest in your house. The Kohen shall not eat of anything that is dead of itself, or torn, whether it be fowl or beast. Chapter 45. Moreover, when you shall divide by lot the land for inheritance, you shall offer an oblation unto Yahuah, a holy portion of the land. The length shall be the length of 25,000 reeds, and the breadth shall be 10,000. This shall be holy in all the borders thereof round about. Of this there shall be for the sanctuary 500 in length, with 500 in breadth, square round about, and 50 cubits around about for the suburbs thereof. And of this measure shall you measure the length of 25,000, and the breadth of 10,000, and in it shall be the sanctuary and the most holy place. The holy portion of the land shall be for the Kohen, the ministers of the sanctuary, which shall come near to minister unto Yahuah, and it shall be a place for their houses, and a holy place for the sanctuary. And the 25,000 of length, and the 10,000 of breadth, shall also the Leui, the ministers of the house, have for themselves, for a possession for 20 chambers. And you shall appoint the possession of the city 5,000 broad and 25,000 long, over against the oblation of the holy portion. It shall be for the whole house of Yasharel. And a portion shall be for the prince on the one side, and on the other side of the oblation of the holy portion, and of the possession of the city, before the oblation of the holy portion, and before the possession of the city, from the west side westward, and from the east side eastward. And the length shall be over against one of the portions from the west border unto the east border. In the land shall be his possession in Yasharel, and my princes shall no more oppress my people, and the rest of the land shall they give to the house of Yasharel according to their tribes. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, let it suffice you, O princes of Yasharel. Remove violence and spoil, and execute judgment and justice. Take away your exactions from my people, said Adonai Yahuah. You shall have just balances, and a just ephah, and a just bath. The ephah and the bath shall be of one measure, that the bath may contain the 10th part of a chomer, and the ephah the 10th part of a chomer. The measure thereof shall be after the chomer. And the shekel shall be 20 gerah, 20 shekels, 25 shekels, 15 shekels shall be your maneh. This is the oblation that ye shall offer, the 6th part of an ephah of a chomer of wheat, and ye shall give the 6th part of an ephah of a chomer of barley. Concerning the ordinance of oil, the bath of oil, ye shall offer the 10th part of a bath out of the core, which is a chomer of 10 baths, for 10 baths are a chomer. And 1 lamb out of the flock, out of 200, out of the fat pastures of Yasharel, for a meat offering, and for a burnt offering, and for peace offerings, to make reconciliation for them, said Adonai Yahuah. All the people of the land shall give this oblation for the prince of Yasharel, and it shall be the prince's part to give burnt offerings, and meat offerings, and drink offerings in the feasts, and in the new months, and in the Shabbath, in all solemnities of the house of Yasharel. He shall prepare the sin offering, and the meat offering, and the burnt offering, and the peace offerings, to make reconciliation for the house of Yasharel. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, in the 1st month, in the 1st day of the month, ye shall take a young bullock without blemish, and cleanse the sanctuary. And the Kohen shall take of the blood of the sin offering, and put it upon the posts of the house, and upon the 4 corners of the settle of the altar, and upon the posts of the gate of the inner court. And so you shall do the 7th day of the month for every one that err, and for him that is simple. So shall you reconcile the house. In the 1st month, in the 14th day of the month, ye shall have the Pesach, a feast of 7 days. Matzah shall be eaten. And upon that day shall the prince prepare for himself and for all the people of the land a bullock for a sin offering. And 7 days of the feast he shall prepare a burnt offering to Yahuah, 7 bullocks and 7 rams without blemish, daily the 7 days. And a kid of the goats daily for a sin offering. And he shall prepare a meat offering of an ephah for a bullock, and an ephah for a ram, and a hin of oil for an ephah. In the 7th month, in the 15th day of the month, shall he do the like in the feast of the 7 days, according to the sin offering, according to the burnt offering, and according to the meat offering, and according to the oil. Chapter 46. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, the gate of the inner court that looks toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days, but on the Shabbath it shall be opened, and in the day of the new month it shall be opened. And the prince shall enter by the way of the porch of that gate without, and shall stand by the post of the gate. And the Kohen shall prepare his burnt offering and his peace offerings, and he shall worship at the threshold of the gate. Then he shall go forth, but the gate shall not be shut until the evening. Likewise, the people of the land shall worship at the door of this gate before Yahuah in the Shabbath and in the new months. And the burnt offering that the prince shall offer unto Yahuah in the Shabbath day shall be 6 lambs without blemish, and a ram without blemish. And the meat offering shall be an ephah for a ram, and the meat offering for the lambs as he shall be able to give, and a hin of oil to an ephah. And in the day of the new month it shall be a young bullock without blemish, and 6 lambs and a ram, they shall be without blemish. And he shall prepare a meat offering, an ephah for a bullock, and an ephah for a ram, and for the lambs according as his hand shall attain unto, and a hin of oil to an ephah. And when the prince shall enter, he shall go in by the way of the porch of that gate, and he shall go forth by the way thereof. But when the people of the land shall come before Yahuah in the solemn feasts, he that enters in by the way of the north gate to worship shall go out by the way of the south gate, and he that enters by the way of the south gate shall go forth by the way of the north gate. He shall not return by the way of the gate whereby he came in, but shall go forth over against it. And the prince in the midst of them, when they go in, shall go in, and when they go forth, shall go forth. And in the feasts and in the solemnities the meat offering shall be an ephah to a bullock, and an ephah to a ram, and to the lambs as he is able to give, and an hin of oil to an ephah. Now, when the prince shall prepare a voluntary burnt offering or peace offerings voluntarily unto Yahuah, one shall then open him the gate that looks toward the east, and he shall prepare his burnt offering and his peace offerings, as he did on the Shabbath day. Then he shall go forth, and after his going forth one shall shut the gate. You shall daily prepare a burnt offering unto Yahuah of a lamb of the first year without blemish. Ye shall prepare it every morning. And ye shall prepare a meat offering for it every morning, the 6th part of an ephah, and the 3rd part of a hin of oil, to temper with the fine flour, a meat offering continually by a perpetual ordinance unto Yahuah. Thus shall they prepare the lamb and the meat offering and the oil every morning for a continual burnt offering. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, if the prince give a gift unto any of his sons, the inheritance thereof shall be his sons. It shall be their possession by inheritance. But if he give a gift of his inheritance to one of his servants, then it shall be his to the year of liberty. After it shall return to the prince. But his inheritance shall be his sons for them. Moreover, the prince shall not take of the people's inheritance by oppression, to thrust them out of their possession, but he shall give his sons inheritance out of his own possession, that my people be not scattered every man from his possession. After he brought me through the entry, which was at the side of the gate, into the holy chambers of the Kohen, which looked toward the north, and behold, there was a place on the 2 sides westward. Then said he unto me, This is the place where the Kohen shall boil the trespass offering and the sin offering, where they shall bake the meat offering, that they bear them not out into the utter court to sanctify the people. Then he brought me forth to the utter court, and caused me to pass by the 4 corners of the court. And behold, in every corner of the court there was a court. In the 4 corners of the court there were courts joined of 40 cubits long and 30 broad. These 4 corners were of one measure. And there was a row of building round about them 4, and it was made with boiling places under the rows round about. Then said he unto me, These are the places of them that boil, where the ministers of the house shall boil the sacrifice of the people. Chapter 47. Afterward he brought me again unto the door of the house, and behold, waters issued out from under the threshold of the house eastward, for the forefront of the house stood toward the east. And the waters came down from the right side of the house, at the south side of the altar. Then brought he me out of the way of the gate northward, and led me about the way without unto the utter gate, by the way that looks eastward. And behold, there ran out waters on the right side. And when the man that had the line in his hand went forth eastward, he measured 1,000 cubits, and he brought me through the waters. The waters were to the ankles. Again he measured 1,000, and brought me through the waters. The waters were to the knees. And again he measured 1,000, and brought me through. The waters were to the loins. Afterward he measured 1,000, and it was a river that I could not pass over, for the waters were arisen, waters to swim in, a river that could not be passed over. And he said unto me, Son of man, have you seen this? Then he brought me, and caused me to return to the brink of the river. Now, when I had returned, behold, at the bank of the river were very many trees on the one side and on the other. Then said he unto me, These waters issue out toward the east country, and go down into the desert, and go into the sea, which being brought forth into the sea, the waters shall be healed. And it shall come to pass that everything that lives, which moves, whithersoever the river shall come, shall live. And there shall be a very great multitude of fish, because these waters shall come thither, for they shall be healed, and everything shall live whither the river comes. And it shall come to pass that the fishers shall stand upon it from En-gedi, even unto En-galim. They shall be a place to spread forth nets. Their fish shall be according to their kinds, as the fish of the great sea, exceeding many. But the miry places thereof and the reservoirs thereof shall not be healed. They shall be given to salt. And by the river upon the bank thereof, on this side and on that side, shall grow all trees for meat, whose leaf shall not fade, neither shall the fruit thereof be consumed. It shall bring forth new fruit according to his months, because their waters they issued out of the sanctuary, and the fruit thereof shall be for meat, and the leaf thereof for medicine. Thus said Adonai Yahuah, This shall be the border, whereby you shall inherit the land according to the 12 tribes of Yasharel. Yosef shall have 2 portions, and you shall inherit it, one as well as another, concerning which I lifted up mine hand to give it unto your fathers. And this land shall fall unto you for inheritance. And this shall be the border of the land toward the north side, from the great sea, the way of Hethlon, as men go to Tzedad, Hamath, Berothah, Sebraim, which is between the border of Damasek and the border of Hamath, Hatzar Hatiyakon, which is by the coast of Hauran, and the border from the sea shall be Hatzar Enyan, the border of Damasek, and the northward, and the border of Hamath, and this is the north side. And the east side you shall measure from Hauran, from Damasek, and from Gilad, and from the land of Yasharel by Yarden, from the border unto the east sea, and this is the east side. And the south side southward, from Tamar, even to the waters of strife in Kadesh, the river to the great sea, and this is the south side southward. The west side also shall be the great sea, from the border, till a man come over against Hamath. This is the west side. So shall you divide this land unto you according to the tribes of Yasharel. And it shall come to pass that you shall divide it by lot for an inheritance unto you, and to the strangers that sojourn among you, which shall beget children among you. And they shall be unto you as born in the country among the children of Yasharel. They shall have inheritance with you among the tribes of Yasharel. And it shall come to pass that in what tribe the stranger sojourns, there shall you give him his inheritance, said Adonai Yahuah. Chapter 48. Now, these are the names of the tribes. From the north end to the coast of the way of Hethlon, as one goes to Hamath, Hatzar Enyan, the border of Damasek northward, to the coast of Hamath, for these are his sides, east and west, a portion for Dan. And by the border of Dan, from the east side unto the west side, a portion for Asher. And by the border of Asher, from the east side even unto the west side, a portion for Naphtali. And by the border of Naphtali, from the east side unto the west side, a portion for Manasseh. And by the border of Manasseh, from the east side unto the west side, a portion for Ephraim. And by the border of Ephraim, from the east side even unto the west side, a portion for Reuben. And by the border of Reuben, from the east side unto the west side, a portion for Yehudah. And by the border of Yehudah, from the east side unto the west side, shall be the offering for which you shall offer of 25,000 reeds in breadth, and in length as one of the other parts, from the east side unto the west side, and the sanctuary shall be in the midst of it. The oblation that you offer unto Yahuah shall be of 25,000 in length, and of 10,000 in breadth. And for them, even for the Kohen, shall be this holy oblation, toward the north 25,000 in length, and toward the west 10,000 in breadth, and toward the east 10,000 in breadth, and toward the south 25,000 in length. And the sanctuary of Yahuah shall be in the midst thereof. It shall be for the Kohen that are sanctified of the sons of Tzedak, which have kept my charge, which went not astray when the children of Yasharel went astray, as the Leui went astray. And this oblation of the land that is offered shall be unto them a thing most holy by the border of the Leui. And over against the border of the Kohen, the Leui shall have 25,000 in length, and 10,000 in breadth. All the length shall be 25,000, and the breadth 10,000. And they shall not sell it, neither exchange, nor alienate the first fruits of the land, for it is holy unto Yahuah. And the 5,000 that are left in the breadth over against the 25,000 shall be a profane place for the city, for dwelling and for suburbs, and the city shall be in the midst thereof. And these shall be the measures thereof. The north side 4,500, and the south side 4,500, and on the east side 4,500, and the west side 4,500. And the suburbs of the city shall be toward the north 250, and toward the south 250, and toward the east 250, and toward the west 250. And the residue in length over against the oblation of the holy portion shall be 10,000 eastward, and 10,000 westward, and it shall be over against the oblation of the holy portion, and the increase thereof shall be for food unto them that serve the city, and they that serve the city shall serve it out of all the tribes of Yasharel. All the oblation shall be 25,000 by 25,000. Ye shall offer the holy oblation foursquare with the possession of the city. And the residue shall be for the prince, and on the one side and on the other of the holy oblation, and of the possession of the city, over against the 25,000 of the oblation toward the east border, and westward over against the 25,000 toward the west border, over against the portions for the prince. And it shall be the holy oblation, and the sanctuary of the house shall be in the midst thereof. Moreover, from the possession of the Leui, and from the possession of the city, being in the midst of that which is the prince's, between the border of Yehudah and the border of Benjamin, shall be for the prince. As for the rest of the tribes, from the east side unto the west side, Benjamin shall have a portion. And by the border of Benjamin, from the east side unto the west side, Shimon shall have a portion. And by the border of Shimon, from the east side unto the west side, Yechezqe a portion. And by the border of Yechezqe, from the east side unto the west side, Zebulun a portion. And by the border of Zebulun, from the east side unto the west side, Gad a portion. And by the border of Gad, at the south side southward, the border shall be even from Tamar unto the waters of strife in Kadesh, and to the river toward the great sea. This is the land which you shall divide by lot unto the tribes of Yasharel for inheritance, and these are their portions, said Adonai Yahuah. And these are the goings out of the city on the north side, 4,500 measures. And the gates of the city shall be after the names of the tribes of Yasharel. 3 gates northward, 1 gate of Reuben, 1 gate of Yehudah, 1 gate of Leui. And at the east side, 4,500, and 3 gates, and 1 gate of Yosef, 1 gate of Benjamin, 1 gate of Dan. And at the south side, 4,500 measures, and 3 gates, 1 of Shimon, 1 gate of Yechezqe, 1 gate of Zebulun. At the west side, 4,500 with their 3 gates, 1 gate of Gad, 1 gate of Asher, 1 gate of Naphtali. And it was round about 18,000 measures, and the name of the city from that day shall be Yahuah Sham.